against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Steve Thomas's week was the exact opposite, starting off with a sour note, but culminating in his first goal in 11 games. For Tommy Soderstrom, the entire week was a pretty good one, and the Islanders hope it continues against the Montreal Canadiens. Up next. Memorial Coliseum in Uniondale, New York, the Islanders' home ice surface, and the visitors tonight are the Montreal Canadiens, the once high-flying Montreal Canadiens, the team that has Patrick Roy in goal, the team that has beaten the Islanders twice at the fabled Forum in Montreal and now come into the Nassau Coliseum. Hi, everybody. I'm Jake McDonald with Ed Westfall and Stan Fischler, and a former Montreal Canadian great, Boom Boom Jeffrey, is with us tonight. This is not the Montreal Canadiens team that everybody expected. They're reeling after what's happened in the last two games.
They are, Jason. When you talk to the coaching staff, they don't know who's going to show up. They know who's going to show up on the lineup, who the players are going to be, but they don't know whether they're going to show up and play or not, and that's one of the problems that the Montreal Canadiens are facing right now. And with the Islanders and the Montreal Canadiens, they both played 18 games.
And the stories are brought to you by Meineke. And the Montreal story, yes, they're shell-shocked. 94 shots against in the last two games, 53 last night. Highest number ever against the Canadiens team. And what about this? 13-1. Don't like those odds. The goals against in those two games, 13 for the opponents, only one for Montreal, and only one of the 13 were on the power play. Mere mortal, and you can put a question mark on number 3 because we're talking about Patrick Roy. He's faced 86 shots in his last two games, given up 13 goals, 7 of them against Philadelphia, half a dozen last night.
And when you look at Patrick Roy, you look at his record in the last 11 hockey games, he's 4-5-2, and that's not going to be acceptable to him.
No, and they're going to come back with Ron Tugnut in tonight's hockey game against the Islanders. And the Islanders stories, Beers, Bob Beers, signed as a free agent in the offseason, an offensive defenseman. Picked up from the Edmonton Oilers, actually signed away from Edmonton in the offseason and then suffered that injury in the mini-training camp. He'll make his first appearance tonight, becomes the 11th defenseman to play this season. So who's next? Coming up from Denver, hard to say, but there's the name that sticks in there, Marinucci, and there's also the name Medill. Both are forwards. They've pretty much depleted the defense corps in Denver as well. Even Stephen Thomas. Stevie, after 11 games without a goal, connected here on Saturday night against Pittsburgh. He said he could feel the weight of the world lifted off his shoulders when the puck finally went in. It wasn't beautiful, but it counted.
Doesn't matter to him. He just wanted to get that one so that he can get on with the next batch of them, and that's what he's hoping for.
Stevie and his Islanders up against these Montreal Canadiens here tonight. Crowd still filing in as we settle back to see the Islanders and the Canadiens. Let's get you back to our coverage after this.
New York Islanders hockey is brought to you by Bud Ice, the official beer of the NHL. By the Discover card. It pays to discover, the card that pays you back. By Volvo. Volvo reminds you to drive safely. And by Nobody Beats the Whiz. For state-of-the-art home electronics, computers, cameras, music, movies, and more, nobody beats the Whiz.
Every year, one credit card gives you something other credit cards don't. Only the Discover card offers you Cashback Bonus Award. Cash. Over $500 million paid so far. And there's no annual fee. So carry the Discover card and improve your cash flow. It pays to Discover. Accepted wherever you see the Novus Network sign.
O can be one-on-one, or O can be two. O is what holds companions together. O is the Olympus Stylus Zoom, a weatherproof compact camera with 2x power zoom. At Nobody Beats the Whiz, you'll find all the Olympus cameras and accessories, like the Olympus IS3 Zoom Lens Reflex camera that zooms from telephoto to wide angle in pin-sharp focus. With Olympus and Nobody Beats the Whiz, you'll never miss another O.
In the years to come, thousands of people will be protected because of a significant innovation from Volvo. Volvo introduces the world's first side impact airbag. Drive safely.
Bob Papa back in the Sports Authority Game Time Studios. 2 minutes until face-off after period one. Ranger highlights from the Garden, and we'll check in on the Knicks. But now we check in with the hockey maven and Boom Boom. Take it away, Stan.
Patrick Roy got bombed twice. Everybody wondering should he start or not. And if you were the coach of the Canadiens, would you start Roy or Ron Tucknut?
I put Roy right back in the net. He gets paid to stop the puck. He did not stop 6 shots yesterday. And as a matter of fact, why blaming the goaltender? 51 shot. What was the rest of the team? Having a hot dog? I mean, how can they do that? Roy now might lose confidence. They don't play until next Saturday or Friday. Now, I'm glad for the kid. I hope the kid does well. I doubt it very much.
Okay, it's going to be Tucknut. Jigs?
Yeah, it is, Stan. And here's our starting goaltender matchup for starter.
27-year-old, his 5th appearance. There's his record on the year, 1-0-1. His last start was February the 23rd. That was a 5-2 win over Florida.
Tommy Soderstrom has played every minute against the Canadiens in the Islander nets this season. Game under 500 and a 2.54 goals against average. He'll be backed up by Jamie McLennan. Of course, Patrick Roy, the backup goaltender for Montreal tonight. Paul Dvorsky will referee. He's referee number 10. Linesmen are Gord Brossiker and Kevin Collins. Canadians in the traditional blue, blanc, rouge uniforms are to the left and the Islanders to the right.
I have a quick trivia question for you, Jigs. When's the last time you saw 3 officials, none of them, with a helmet on?
Boy, it's been a while, hasn't it? I can't tell you. Immediately, Jacques Demers, the Canadiens coach, has changed, getting the recce line off the ice. Well, the Islanders come through the middle. Ray Ferraro handling the puck, got checked in the play by Racine. King with the one that went wide on a backhander. Shot right off the pad by the Montreal defenseman. Just lifted it right at Tugnut from no more than 5-6 feet.
They must be very nervous, Jigs. They're talking about it now. Wow, Tugnut holding the edge of the goal. His own defenseman fires the puck at him. Good move here as Ray Ferraro charged through. Derek King mishandled the puck here. Did not get a shot away, but there's the puck. They tried to clear it behind the net. They shot it at the goaltender.
It may have been DiPietro. I think it was the forward coming back. I pointed the finger at the defense, but I think it was the center iceman on this line, DiPietro. Has the puck here and then lays it to the left side off Oleg Petrov. Chris Luongo back for the Islanders. Up the left wing boards toward Derek King. Held in by the Canadiens. They set up the point man. Popovic, and his shot hit Ferraro's stick. Bounces to the blue line and dumped in wide to Tommy Soderstrom. DiPietro puts it back in the net. Molotov up the left wing boards. Ferraro can't get it out of there. This is Petrov turning for the Canadiens. Long shot from the point, steered aside by Soderstrom. And brought down the left wing boards and cleared out by Vladimir Molotov. The Canadiens have shot it right back in, and they'll go for a player change. That's Chris Luongo with the outlet toward Derek King. He lifts it down the boards, and now the Islanders will get a chance to change up. The Blake Brisebois is back for Montreal. He's number 43. Flushed from behind the net by Zygmunt Palffy. Brisebois' pass picked off by Turgeon. The Canadiens covered quickly in their own zone, and now they've cleared it out. But off Domfus's stick. Picked up by Palffy. Palffy over the Montreal line, only to be checked. Here's Kirk Muller. Muller unable to get through center ice cleanly. Palffy has dumped the puck in. Chasing it is Brisebois. Tugnut left it back to the net. Comes around to the near side. Turgeon trying to center it. Bergeron puts it out. Pulpy shot is turned aside by Tugnut. This is Domfus. Into the middle, but the pass was a bad one. Intended for Mark Recchi. Dennis Vaske, the one constant on that list of defensemen that we showed you inside the game, is playing here with Dean Chenault. As Muller gets into the Islander zone, the pass to Recchi, put it in front. Domfus was well covered by Pulpy. Now it comes out in front again. Dean Chenault has taken his man down, and the first penalty of the game goes to the Islanders.
First scoring opportunity on Tommy Soderstrom. Off that same play, Dean Chenault. He knew he was going to get it. Looked at the referee, hoping that he wasn't going to see the signal, but it's got to be a holding penalty. Jacques Demers. I was asking the other night, I was watching the television, I said his hair looked a little orange, but then I remember saying something up in Montreal when we were up there, and yes,
we blamed the monitor, didn't we?
Yes, we thought maybe it was just the television set, but it's not true. Saw him before the hockey game, and it does have a little different.
Yeah, a little tinge there, tint.
That's something Lauren doesn't have to really get too concerned about. Well, I mean, just take a look. You don't need a replay.
Dean Chenault for holding at the 2:08 mark. The Canadiens, who come into tonight's game with a power play that is ranked 4th on the road and 5th overall in the National Hockey League, get it out there against the Islanders. And they've got a Bure in the lineup. And he's got the puck right now. Larry Bure can't get around Luongo. Delgado shoots it down the ice. Got to tell you the Bure story when we get a chance. So excited, I guess, about being called up. He didn't bring any equipment. Matthew Schneider moves the puck to the left side. Domfus is offside, and we can tell you the whole story now. Bure got the call. Conroy was sent back to their farm team at Fredericton, and Bure just went to the airport, apparently bought his own ticket, got on the plane, just figured, well, they'll look after getting the equipment there. Wrong.
Had his skates in his hand?
Yeah. Well, no, he didn't have anything. None of it. No, he got here to New Jersey yesterday afternoon, didn't have anything apparently. Did find a hotel. Then he is a youthful-looking kid, isn't he?
He looks like a choir boy, not a hockey player.
So excited to go to the arena, even though he didn't have any equipment. He left his wallet in the hotel room last night.
That's nervous.
Oh, he's got a bit of a problem, all right.
They got him listed at 5'10".
No, don't believe it. Oh, no, that's not even on the metric system. Flatley trying to dig the puck out of the corner, but Muller controls for Montreal. Got checked by Vaske. Schneider covering the left point. Feeds it back to Racine. Centered one, but well wide of anybody in a red, white, and blue uniform. So Benoit Hogue gets to the puck and clears it off Schneider's stick, covering the blue line. 45 seconds remaining in this Montreal power play. Schneider hard around the boards. That'll skip to the far side and away from Domfus and away from Schneider momentarily. He's Racine with a pass here off Domfus and offside as well at the Islander blue line. Clock is down to 31 seconds and the penalty against Chenault.
Well, the wrecking ball. I suppose he's one of the few players that they look to on the Montreal team that is playing somewhere near the capability that he possesses. Recchi is leading the team in scoring right now. He has 6 goals. He leads them in goals as well. 9 assists, 15 points, although he's a -11.
Bergeron at center ice for the Islanders. Bure is on the right side with Savage in the middle. And across the line handling the puck here is Brunet, the other forward for Montreal. Brunet tied up with Molotov. Bergeron trying to fly it off the board. Molotov got to it, gets it to Bergeron, who's out of there with Marty McGinnis over on the right side. They crisscross. Bergeron picked up by Brisebois. He deflected that shot. Now Bergeron nudges it out in front, but it goes right to number 18, to Larry Bure. Bure with a lot of skating skills. Good puck handling, they tell me, but he got checked at center ice. This is McGinnis. Marty McGinnis dumps it in, and the Islanders are in the middle of a player change here. Travis Green has come out with Steve Thomas and Benoit Hogue. The Canadiens defenseman Lyle Odeline works from back of his own goal. Seemed to get crossed up a little with Bure. Now Odeline starts out with a feed to the left wing boards. Beers stepped up to make connection with his man. Now he makes connection with the puck, and the pass went to Green, to Hogue, all the way through. Thomas with a shot that hit the side of the net. Shot back by the Canadiens. Donald Brashear down the left side has dumped it in. Baskey back on it. Took it away from Ed Ronan. Baskey got thumped solidly by Brazier, and the puck is going deep into the Montreal end. No icing to be called. With Popovic from back in the net. Popovic trying to play it out of there. It does come to center ice, handled by Beers, who's wearing number 2. To Baskey and then to Hogue. Apparently not off his stick, so we're going to get an icing call against the New York Islanders. We played just over 5 minutes of the first period. An opportunity to check in on the Model scoreboard. We've had 4 shots, but none of them have found the twine back at these respective goaltenders.
People around here know a great snow vehicle when they see one. That's why they're going to their GMC truck dealers, where they'll find this amazing snow vehicle with 4-wheel anti-lock brakes, enhanced V6 engine, and available push-button 4-wheel drive. So, of all the vehicles you can have fun with this winter, don't forget GMC Jimmy. After all, you gotta get back up the hill somehow. See your tri-state GMC truck dealer today.
Dedication. Drama. Danger. Experience life on a lethal floating city with access you won't believe and action only the Discovery Channel can bring. Don't miss Carrier, Fortress at Sea, narrated by Martin Sheen. Premiering Sunday at 9 Eastern and Pacific on the Discovery Channel. Explore your world.
That's a record in itself. He's the only Islander defenseman to play in all 19 games this season, but got his head hammered here as the Donald Brashear, he got his head down, trying to control the puck, and wham, Brashear is a big guy, big and strong.
The face-off will be to the left of Islander goaltender Tommy Soderstrom. Canadiens won the draw from Turgeon, and Popovic moves it to J.J. Daigneault. Daigneault centers right across the front of the net. Popovic carries it back to the goal, tries to come out on the backhand, shifts to the forehand, and that is shot blocked. Nick Vakota moves it on toward Brad Delgarno. Delgarno with Turgeon pulling to the left side. Delgarno can't get his shot through. And Ronan moves over center and on into the Islander zone. Dropped it back. Slam with a long backhand shot that's right into the catching glove of Soderstrom. Denounced and Brazier and Vakota staring at one another. An indication from Vakota's I'll take him, but the linesmen decide that they've had enough. So they both head for their respective benches.
A lot of conversation. There's Donald Brashear. Better look at him than the night that he scored the overtime goal against the Islanders. Off the cheekbone of Scott LaChance. February 20th.
Made a date with somebody on the bench, I think. See you later.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and probably got a date with either Chinook or probably, in all likelihood, Mick Vakota, as you see him talking about it now. So I don't know whether I'll bring an engagement ring for this one or not.
DiPietro centering for Petrov and Keane for Montreal. They're out against Derek King, Patrick Flatley, and Ray Ferraro for the Islanders. That's Ferraro into the Montreal zone, only to be checked. Going back to the puck is Gord Dineen. Cross ice, Bob Beers moves it towards Flatley. It went off his stick, and Matthew Schneider will chase it down for Montreal. Outlet here is to DiPietro at center ice. Keane is with him. DiPietro's shot was blocked. Gord Dineen unable to move the puck out. Beers over to help out. Gave it away. DiPietro centers, and Soderstrom makes the save off Keane. Flatley's pass is too far for Ferraro. On the line at center to Schneider. Right back up the middle. The Canadiens moving into the Islanders' zone. Beers reached back and got the puck out of there. Comes right back to the blue line again. Gord Dineen over to lay a hit on DiPietro. And Bob Beers moves the puck to Captain Patrick Flatley. Then to Ferraro. Quickly, 4 Canadians get back, and Ferraro dumps it in from center ice. Derek King into forecheck. Moved behind the net by Petrov of Montreal. Schneider up the middle with a pass toward Muller that was tipped and controlled by Luongo. Then to Molotov, who's played it hard around. Over goes Thomas, took it in his skates. On to McGinnis. He draws a crowd. McGinnis protecting the puck, got it back to the stick, gave it to Thomas, out of the corner, centers, it didn't get through to Green, who was waiting for it. And the Canadiens read it, and the Islanders have to go back. Luongo's pass blocked by Muller, brought in across the line, offside. Still 12 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the opening period. 6 shots each, nothing, the Model scoreboard.
The new Saab 900. It won Automobile Magazine's Design of the Year. Consumers Digest rated it a best buy. Kiplinger's Personal Finance magazine called it the best new car in its class. But with a 50% stiffer body, the new 900 is designed to survive much more than the scrutiny of the press. Lease a 900S for only $299 a month. See your Saab dealer for details.
Want all the latest breaking baseball news? Sportschannel's got it. From striking players to replacement players, from the front office to the diamond, it's on Sportschannel. Join Fran Healy from Florida for the Mets Spring Training Report, Friday at 10:30, only on Sportschannel.
Now's the time to taste the future of draft beer. Ice Draft from Budweiser. It's ice brewed, then cold filtered. New Ice Draft.
Dean Chenoweth and Dennis Vasky on defense for the Islanders, with the forward line of Thomas on right wing, Green in the middle, and McGinnis on the left. There is no score. We went to commercial and took a look at the Model scoreboard. I mentioned half a dozen shots each, divided by 2. It's 3 apiece, and a total of 6. The Canadiens into the center ice area. That's Brian Savage with a big hit thrown by Chenoweth after he played the puck. Right around the board. Travis Green gets it out with a long pass to Thomas. 2, now 3 Canadiens back. Green moves over the line, offside. Thomas thought he had held it, timed it well, but the linesman said it wasn't so.
Well, he had a couple of defensemen standing up on the blue line, so Thomas had to hold up and wait for somebody to move down the left side. There's Brian Savage. Just returned after being hit by, yes, Darius Kasparaitis. You'll remember that wonderful hit that he laid on Savage. Savage was in the act of shooting a puck. And here's Dean Chenoweth, something that the Islanders lack when he's not in the lineup. Rich Pilon is not in the lineup. They need his hits as well, but Savage, of course, took that hit from Kasparaitis and missed about, what, 4 or 5 games.
Yeah. I think if I were Brian Savage, I'd tighten up the chin strap just a little, the way that helmet came rolling down over his eyes after the hit from Chenoweth. Gord Dineen moves the puck to the left wing boards in his own zone. Loney gave it away. Mark Recchi dumps it in deeper. But back on it is Dineen, hard around towards Zygmunt Palffy. Turgeon goes to the puck, freed it up, but the Canadiens recover at the line. Then a long shot was deflected off Soderstrom. And cleared out of there by Troy Loney. Palffy steps over the line, shoots. That was deflected by Racine. So the Canadiens coming out of their own zone. The Islanders in the middle of the player change. Dineen and Luongo on defense. The pass to Domfus, and he shot it wide of Tommy Soderstrom. Troy Loney chasing it with Recchi, and again it's given away. Brisebois shot from the line is blocked, loose in front. The Canadiens were there and unable to handle it. Mark Recchi and Loney get tied up back in the net. This is Vincent Domfus. Domfus turning off the boards, gave it to Muller. Trying to walk out of the corner. Dineen is all over him. Muller one-handed, can't get the shot on goal. Luongo kicks the puck loose for Zygmunt Palffy. Turgeon heads up the middle. It's floated out of there, but Turgeon couldn't wait for it. It's offside.
It's worth the gamble. Palffy saw him heading out of the end, couldn't get a good handle on the puck immediately. Turgeon has to hold up. If he holds up too long, Montreal Canadiens have him. Tommy Soderstrom went one way, the puck went the other. He made the save anyway. There's the deflection. He's in the right position. Troy Loney with some close coverage. And then Palffy grabbed the puck. He sees Turgeon heading out of the end. Didn't get enough on it. He was too slow. Turgeon well ahead of the red line, offside.
So the faceoff comes back to the right of Tommy Soderstrom. Draw won by the Canadiens. Schneider teed it up and a blocking glove save by Soderstrom. Petrov is there, trying to play it in deeper to DiPietro to Keane. Keane forced off balance, centered, but King is there. On to Patrick Blackley. Blackley dumps it in, got it in from his own side of center, but Tugnutt will play it. Over goes Blackley. In deeper to King. King trying to get it off the boards. Ferraro is there. He and Flatley back in the net. Nobody out in front for the Islanders. King goes to the far corner for the puck. Gave it to Flatley. Ferraro there as well. Ferraro tried to come to the short side of the net. Couldn't do it. Flatley gives it to Ferraro. Walks in and scores!
Office hours. Ray Ferraro, he's back in the office. That's where he loves to be. You could see him trying to bring the puck out from behind the net moments ago. They worked it down in the corner. Who else but Flatley with him? And then he just took a quick jump off of the skates. Boom, there he goes. Held Tugnut on that side and then backhanded it into the far side. 1-0. Not often you see the Islanders getting the first goal of the game. Something like the third time. Second time this season. Take a look from overhead. You can see that he opened up enough net for that backhand shot with a quick move along the front of the goal crease.
How about a 1-0 lead for the first time in 5 weeks? And now a fight. Mick Vakota and Donald Brashear. Well, this will make some highlights reel somewhere.
But Petrov, you're going to get a third man in there, even if you're just trying to help him out.
The challenge had been issued earlier and answered the next time they get on the ice together.
Brashear has fast hands, Jake. He may not have them that quick when he's handling the puck, but with the mitts off he has.
Well, Vakota and Brashear take seats as we go to the ice surface area. Check in with Stan and his guest, good old number 5. Boom, boom.
Well, Boomer, what did you think of that first goal and the way it was scored and the way it was played?
Oh, Stan, I thought it was a fantastic goal. I don't understand why a guy can come out of that corner without being touched, get in front of the net, take the goaltender, and let it go right on top. I thought it was a great, great, great goal. And the way the Islanders playing, you saw Montreal now, they're losing their cool. This is what the Islanders want. Let the Montreal take the penalty. They're going to get each one 5 minutes. It's going to be 5 against 5. The way the Islanders are skating and handle the puck, they're going to be there all night.
You know, it's very unusual for the Islanders to score the first goal.
Good for
Very
them.
unusual.
Is that right? Yes. Well, it's better to score the first goal. Now the Montreal Canadiens going to be wide open. Now they got to force the play. Now I'm thinking what Savard is thinking right now.
Jig? Yeah, I wonder what Serge Savard is thinking right now. That's 14 goals to 1. His team has been outscored in the last 2 games in a little bit. Immediately following the face-off here, Jacques Hebert changes up his forward line. He's got Muller out there with Domfus, and now Mark Recchi replaces Bure.
Trying to get the power on power again. I guess that's the way they want to play it.
And the Islanders for the forward line of Turgeon, Hogue, and Delgarno. Turgeon stick handling into the Montreal zone where Brisebois broke up his rush. Delgarno gets to it. Can't center it. Ends up in the near corner, and the Canadiens try to bring it out. Plays to center ice for Recchi. Recchi's trying to cut inside. Muller had the stick knocked out of his hands by Brad Delgarno, so that wasn't going to work, was it? Here's Vladimir Molotov, number 92. Molotov up the middle as things opened up for him, then got checked. Races to the boards and knocks it away from Yves Racine. Molotov has to chase his hockey stick. The Canadiens come to center, 3-on-3 at the Islander blue line. Recchi pulls up, looks for somebody to give it to, and it turned out to be Thomas. He's away to the races. Thomas trying to get away from Brisebois. Does, but then can't find the puck. Tugnut reaches out to cover and get a face-off.
What he needed was about another 10 feet, and he'd have been all by himself.
Ladies and gentlemen.
A look at the Modell scoreboard. A rarity. Islanders won.
All defenseman, he would have. And if he didn't, it would have been a penalty shot. Ooh, how exciting.
He's on the right side with Marty McGinnis winning this face-off. Ancient Alts has dumped the puck behind the Montreal goal, and Schneider gives it to Bure. Over center ice. Gets it in off the board. Brunet puts it right on, and the rebound was there for Bure. Back into his teammate, and that allowed Vasky to move the puck. Marty McGinnis overled Travis Green at center ice. The puck bouncing on Savage. Green can't get it into the Montreal zone, so the Islanders will go all the way back. 8.5 minutes to play in this opening period. McGinnis off the left wing board. Up to Travis Green. He's into the zone with a pass of his tip. And brought back by Savage. Ryan Savage pulling up momentarily on Beers and centered one that slipped away from Keane. Green all the way around towards Steve Thomas. He'll try a long breaking pass, and here's McGinnis over the Montreal line. Trying to cut inside, gets tripped up. No penalty call. And the Canadiens, J.J. Daniel, controls it now with a pass to Keane. Knocks it back. Daniel rushes the puck over the line. Turned on Pierre Turgeon and tucks it into the corner. Number 2 in the Islander uniform is Bob Beers. Ian Deneen, the defense pairing. Turgeon with a feed to Zygmunt Palffy over the Montreal line. Palffy can't get around Daniel. Loney over to help. In deeper to Turgeon. Back to Loney. Comes out in front, testing Tugnut. And it's cleared away. Tugnut and Loney were teammates at the start of last season with the Mighty Ducks in Anaheim. Here's Keane with a long pass that doesn't work. Loney has it for the Islanders. Looks to Palffy, who's streaking down the left side, then pulled up at the line as Loney dumped it in. Turgeon in after it, but Tugnut played it away. This is Mike Keane up off the board, but right to Troy Loney. Palffy dumps it back to the Canadiens' goal. Just over 7 minutes remaining in the opening period. Brisebois with an outlet to Muller. Long shot is wide of the net. Patrick Flatley puts it on Malakov's stick. Up around the boards toward Ferraro. The line where Brisebois was covering. So the Canadiens set up again at center ice. But Brisebois shoots it in hard. Soderstrom to leave it here for Luongo. Up toward King. Brisebois pinching it on him. Molotov just bunted it out of the zone. Flatley finds Ferraro, but he missed him by about a foot. Ferraro went after a loose puck. Taken off the play, back of the net, and hauled down by Muller. Paul Dvorsky didn't see any infraction, so play goes on. Patrick Flatley gave it to Molotov. Up to Ferraro into the clear. On comes King. His shot just wide of the net. Mark Lamb moves it out for Montreal, and it's dropped down into the Islanders' zone by Recchi. King took Recchi's skates from beneath him. Meantime, shit out from back of the net. Scores and jigs. It's goal. Watch out here. Rune in the Islanders' zone. Checked by Vasky. Shit out. Gets to his man, forcing him to the corner. Handling it now. Benoit holds. It's going to be interesting to see what the next penalty is going to be. Let a couple of things go. And immediately, if he calls something now, the guys are going to jump all over him. Well, set a trend and then take it away. I don't mind, and I don't think the players mind as long as it's consistent. Snyder from the blue line. That bounced off the blocking glove of Soderstrom and came right back to him. Picked up here by Brad Delgarno. The Islanders with a 1-0 lead. Benoit Hogue has the puck. Hogue passes to Delgarno. Shoots from the blue line, and that bounced off the defenseman over the line. Tugnut gave it away back in the net. Turgeon can't get around Schneider, however. Delgarno kicks it loose. Here's Hogue. Turgeon to the front. The pass there, and he shot it wide. Hogue tries again, but that slips away from Delgarno. Couple of beautiful setups, but no pinning. Bob Booth into the Islanders' zone. Feeds it off to the left side. Recchi walks in, and the shot went wide. He actually intended to pass for Bob Booth. Benoit Hogue forced off the puck at the blue line, but it's cleared up to center by Deneen, and an offside pass called against the Islanders. Little under 5 minutes to go in this first period. Scoring chances, the Islanders have had them. There's the play. Turgeon had to take it in his skate. Still got a shot away while it was wide. In Montreal, Mark Recchi, that was an intended pass. Never got to the stick. Now Lorne Henning with Travis Green at center ice. Here's Marty McGinnis on the left side and Steve Thomas over on the right. Malakoff and Luongo, the defense pairing. Number 22, Malakoff, I should say, has given it to Luongo, and then right back to Vladimir. Lays it out through center. Well, the Canadiens down by a 1-0 count here at the Coliseum. Start out, and we apologize for loss of video. Montreal has just iced the puck. Luongo back to touch up and bring the face-off back into the Montreal end. The Islander fans, 16-year-old and under, we're invited to join the club, the Modell's New York Islanders Kids Club. Get a team pennant, button, bumper sticker, a personalized letter from Captain Patrick Flatley, and the team photo and newsletter. You'll get discounts on select Islanders games and Modell's merchandise. It's only $10.95 to join. Pick up an application at any Modell's Sporting Goods store in Nassau, Suffolk, and Queens, or at the Nassau Coliseum. The Modell's Islanders Kids Club. Gotta go to Moles.
One of the reasons the Islanders have had the better scoring opportunities, they're skating better. And when they're skating better, they're passing better, they cover their positions and their men much better.
Travis Green on this draw, won by the Islanders. McGinnis gives it to Molikoff, moves in about 3 steps, centered toward Thomas, who turns only to have his shot tipped. Travis Green gets to it. Got pushed off the puck. McGinnis went to it. Didn't handle it, however. So the Canadiens cleared out, and Molikoff stepped in front of Ronan, allowing Luongo to go for the puck. Up to Thomas. Thomas is checked at center ice. Brazier drops it back. The Canadiens over the line, but Ronan's centering attempt didn't get through Luongo. Here's Ronan with it again. And Ronan centers a drive. Is blocked by Molikoff. Donald Brazier and Molikoff go to the board. Puck kicked loose. Luongo battling Lamb on the end boards. Lamb plays it toward the corner and gets to it. Tried to feed Brazier, but Green is there and moves it on to Steve Thomas. His pass is behind Marty McGinnis in the center ice zone. The Canadiens went back, and the Islanders made a player change. Ed Ronan up quickly on this near side, and the backhander by Brazier is grabbed. Out of the net to play it is Soderstrom on to King. Gary King to Ray Ferraro. 3-on-3 at the Montreal line, and Ferraro is checked. Flatley drops it to Vasky. Right back to Flatley. To King off the left side. Ferraro with him. King's drive is turned aside by Tugnut. That played around the boards and brought out by Kirk Muller of Montreal. Crisscrossing at center. Domfus into the zone. Vasky had his stick held, and there's going to be a penalty on the play. The call will be on Vincent Domfus of Montreal for holding more than one stick.
Domfus is having an awful time this season so far. He has not been anything close to his ability. Now he gets a penalty for holding onto a stick. It was interesting that it turned out to be this penalty that they finally called. Islanders squeeze the Montreal player out there. That's Domfus. He's still got a hold. Good play by Vasky. That's alert. That's a smart play. Go for the puck. Make a move with it with your hand, because you can do that in the defensive zone.
Word filtering down that Ray Ferraro's goal, the one that has made it 1-0, was his 105th as a New York Islander, which ties the man who originally wore uniform 18.
Boy, it took him a long time, didn't it?
To get you, it sure did, yeah. Jock giving the gum quite a working over there, isn't he, as the Islanders get ready for their first power play of the night. Numbers on the Islander power play and the Montreal penalty killing, 11th as you see. And the Islander power play at an exact 20% ratio is 9th best in the 26-team league. Here Turgeon with a feed to Molikoff. Down the boards. Hogue takes it here in the left side. A little trouble with it. The Canadiens don't get it out initially. Beers and Molikoff on the point. Palffy, Turgeon, and Hogue up front. And the puck is played over Bob Beer's head. Vladimir Molikoff will come back. Molikoff turns as he looked up and saw the forechecking of Mark Lamb coming at him. This is Beers on to Turgeon. Turgeon across the line, cutting to the right, holds the puck at the point. Now gets it to Molikoff. It rolled off his stick. Molikoff has it now. On to Palffy. Back to Molikoff. Zygmunt Palffy gets it teed up, centered across, and Beers' drive went wide. Boy, got a lot on that quickly, didn't he?
Good shot, Jiggs. His timing was good. Good timed shot. Well timed, I should say. Bob Beers, everybody watching, see how he fits in here. His offensive skills. Take a look as they try to set it up. Palffy, Molikoff looks back to Palffy. There's the pass, and there's the shot. Went off the outside of the net, up into the seats. That brings the face-off. That's the reason he's mad, one, that he didn't put his first chance in the net. Secondly, face-off comes out, but good shot by Bob Beers.
1 second, less than a minute remaining in the power play. Played for the Boston Bruins, the Tampa Bay Lightning, most recently the Edmonton Oilers, and the natives of Pittsburgh. This is Vasky down the left side for the Islanders. Got thumped by Racine as he jumped the puck across the line, and Kurt Muller shoots at the length of the ice. Tommy Soderstrom to hold it up. On to Vladimir Molotov and around to Vasky. Vasky with a pass to Molotov. King, Flatley, and Ferraro up in the center ice zone. Ferraro into the Montreal territory. Can't get it to King. Vasky pinches in. Knocked it away from Muller. Muller without a stick. Trying to kick the puck loose. Did, but it went right to Flatley, then to Ferraro, and now to King. Gary King out of the corner. Feeds it back toward Dennis Vasky. Lets one fly, and that just missed the net. Here's Molotov over on the far side of the ice. Into the corner to King, to Flatley. Flatley sets up Ferraro, out to Molotov, shoots from the blue line, up high on Tugnut, and the teams are at full strength again. It's the only shot the Islanders had, and it came after the penalty box had emptied. Domfus is stumped solidly by Vasky. Domfus back at his skates, puts it in front. It's off the boards and centered back and away from Schneider, covering the left point. We're into the last minute of play in the opening period. Schneider with a pass to Domfus on the right side. They gave it away, but up they come. Here's Lamb moving in. Holds it and can't get it around Soderstrom. Big chance for Montreal that went astray. Canadiens setting up again in the Islander zone. Domfus to Lamb, out to Brunet, and it didn't make connection. This is Steve Thomas. Out to Marty McGinnis. He's over the Montreal blue line. The pass toward Thomas was tipped. Thomas and Schneider end up on the boards, and now Brunet shot it off Steve Thomas. That's cleared out by the Canadiens. And Ford Dineen goes back to handle it. We have 5 seconds left in the period. 7 consecutive periods in which the Canadiens have managed a total of 1 goal. And the Islanders get one in the first period, a rarity in itself.
They didn't get that many opportunities, but when the Islanders did get it, Ray Ferraro put it away. Good period for the Islanders. Good skating period. Some hits, some good passing, good positional play.
Doesn't matter where, at home.
And it's welcome home for an old pal, Gordy Dineen, who is plugging a gap on the defense and doing it very well, I might add. How does it feel to be back?
Oh, it's great to be back. You know, you always have something in your heart from your first team, and to be able to come back and join the team that I was first drafted by and played for, it's a big thrill for me.
Now, you've had a lot of experience. You come into a situation like this. What does the defense coach, Rick Green, what does he expect from you? What do they tell you?
Well, I think they know what I can do after 13 years of pro hockey. I'm pretty much stay-at-home type defense when I move the puck, and hopefully just keep a steady and influence back on defense, not make too many mistakes, and you know, I think they know what I bring to the game every night.
After all these years, I just found out that his nickname is Hendo. How did you become a Hendo?
Well, we had 2 Gordos on the team when I first came here, Gordy Lane and I, and Gordy and I got tired of turning our heads every time somebody said Gordo, so he tagged me with it. I have no idea where he pulled that out of, but says you're Hendo from here on out, and that's what I've been.
A very, very hungry Montreal Canadiens team. It's no secret, last 2 games they got beat bad. What do you see in them, and what do you think you have to do in the next 2 periods to beat them?
Well, they pretty well bring the same thing to the table every night. They work hard, and they're a really strong defensive team. And you know, I think it really helped us to go out and get the first goal and get the lead. And hopefully they'll try and open it up, and we can get some more opportunities from them.
Tommy Soderstrom, interesting type of goalie. I can't quite define his style. Maybe you can define it for me.
Well, it's funny, you know, I've been playing in Denver for the last 4 months, and Tommy Salo, another Swedish goaltender, is down there, and they have similar styles. They really follow the puck closely, and you know, they get down and cover a lot of the net, and they don't give up too many rebounds. And I don't know what the mystery is, but they sure keep the puck out of the net.
Gordy, good to see you again. Hope you're around for a long, long...
Blair Garden, the Panthers have never won there, and Mike Richter tried to keep it that way. First period, Rangers physical play. Kevin Lowe rides Jody Hull into the boards. Then Jeff Bukaboom on Jeff Lindsay. Bukaboom again on Lindsay. Hard-hitting period number 1 at Madison Square Garden. And there is no score after 1 period of play. Rangers with 14 shots on John Van Beesbrook. Meanwhile, at the Ottawa Civic Center, first period, Senators work the puck around the boards. Kerry Huffman the shot. Troy Murray deflects it in. Ottawa with a 1-0 lead shortly after. Hartford with the pressure on Don Beaupre. Darren Turcotte around the net for the wraparound. Game tied at 1. Jeff Sanderson has scored his 9th goal this season. And right now the Whalers with a 3-2 lead over Ottawa after 1 period. The Islanders play Washington later this week. Philadelphia leads the Capitals 1-0 in period number 1. Elsewhere in the National Hockey League, an 8:30 start. Dallas and Winnipeg. At 9:30, Edmonton squares off against Calgary. 10:30, San Jose and Vancouver, and Chicago and Los Angeles. The big game in the NBA tonight is in Orlando as the Magic are playing host to the Knickerbockers. As we take a look at the scoreboard, first quarter, Orlando with an 18-16 lead over the Knicks. Shaquille O'Neal back in the lineup after his 1-game suspension. We'll have Knicks highlights on the postgame. When we come back, Jiggs and Ed have first period stats and highlights. The Islanders with a 1-0 lead over the Canadiens after 1 period of play. Here we go as Jiggs and Ed rejoin us with first period stats and highlights. Take it away, Jiggs.
All right, Bob, we're going to get right to the scoring summary, which will show Ray Ferraro getting the only goal of the game thus far. His 11th of the season with assists to Flatley and King coming at the 9:44 mark. Montreal didn't get a shot on goal when they had the man advantage. The Islanders had a power play later in the period and don't get anything going on that. But here's where they do get it going, and we'd get it going for you for your Jeep Eagle dealers.
Good work down low. Ray Ferraro, Flatley, King, all in motion, and then Ray Ferraro takes a pass here from Flatley, held Tugnut until he was able to go to the backhand.
Ferraro, goal number 11. Here's another look at it.
That was Ray Ferraro. That's Flatley down there using his feet, stick, whatever. And then that nice little backhand by Ray Ferraro.
The goal at 9:44, and the New York Islanders have a 1-0 lead over the Montreal Canadiens. The Canadiens had some chances of their own in the period, however.
Sometimes dumping the puck in, a lot of people say, why do you do that? Well, if you do it right, it comes off the backboard in the right position, you get that kind of a play at the net, like having a man standing down there.
And Bure trying to tee up a rebound. It didn't work. 1-0 Islanders.
That's non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Islanders and Sportschannel is prohibited.
The only goal in the game scored by that man, Islanders number 20, Ray Ferraro. He's ready to take the face-off against Kirk Muller of Montreal. Brecky to the right, Domfus to the left of Muller. Ferraro is flanked by King on the left side, Flatley on the right. That's Derek King getting into the Montreal zone, and his centering pass went off his stick. Brisebois onto Muller to Domfus. Muller moves in. Domfus fired one high that comes bouncing off the glass, but stays in the zone until Molotov cleared it. This is Patrick Flatley. Dropped it back. Derek King went to the puck. Can't beat it to Molotov, who had jumped in. The Canadiens, Mark Recchi leads the rush into the Islander zone. Dropped it back. Molotov lifted the man's stick but couldn't control it, and then Brisebois shot it right back to where Molotov had gone and went very quickly to that spot. Ray Ferraro with one that's up high and grabbed.
A little flip shot. I guess a test shot for Ron Tugnut. Something that I was watching for in the first period. Of course, we got to see Ray Ferraro score a goal. Jacques Demers. Wow, keep it going, yeah, skate, work hard, don't tear your sweater, boys. But I was watching Molotov, Jiggs. He seems to be into this hockey game. He carried the puck a lot. He was up and down. He was using his skating ability that so often he doesn't use, but he used it in the first period, and he's used it here in the
third line. It's that of Travis Green in the middle with Steve Thomas and Marty McGinnis on the wings. J.J. Daniel moves the puck toward Petrov. That's got a chunk of him, and Vasky comes over, plays it around the boards in his own zone, held by Popovic, shoots from the... Oh, and now an interference penalty is called. Dean Schnauz goes to the penalty box on that signal from Paul Dvorsky.
Islanders make a mistake, but they don't have to pay the big price. Soderstrom comes up with a nice stop. Watch his feet. It looked awkward. He made the save, though, and here the Islanders leave the front of the net open. Boom, both feet moving forward. Kicks out a beautiful rebound. The Islanders are able to get a hold of it, but down by the net on DiPietro, a penalty. There's the backhand shot, the kicking save. DiPietro gets his helmet knocked off, held up by Dean Schnauz.
Second power play of the night for the Montreal Canadiens, both as a result of penalties to Chanel. Muller centers for Recchi and Gomfus, while the Islanders have McGinnis and Turgeon as the penalty-killing forward. That's Matthew Schneider playing it around the boards. Taken by Vincent Gomfus. Looked to Racine at the blue line, but elected not to give it to him. Recchi now centers, and that's picked out of the air and brought back by Pierre Turgeon. Turgeon guides it deep into the Montreal zone. Racine goes back to the net for it. Racine pulled back from McGinnis. Works it on to Matthew Schneider. To Kirk Muller. Muller taken to the boards there with Luongo on him. Schneider in deep is headed back to Muller. To the point. Nobody there. Schneider, the defenseman who normally would be there, was the one who had given Muller the puck.
That's communications, Jig. That's why players should be talking to each other. They should yell to each other so that they know where we are.
Mark Recchi swings to the right side. Racine dumps it into the corner. Muller with it back of the net. Taken off the puck, and it's played up off the glass by Vasky. Canadians able to hold it in. Tom Cruise to Schneider. His shot is a quick save and a beaut off the pads of Tommy Soderstrom. McGinnis lays it down the ice.
That's two fine stops by Tommy Soderstrom.
Here's Avery Singh clearing the zone, but Flatley is back and has given it to Dennis Vasky. Got that in off Racine. The crowd chanting, Tommy, Tommy. A sign of affection. Flatley is knocked down away from the puck, and Matthew Schneider is being sentenced for interference.
Often we've talked, and I have said, the Islanders are not playing a smart hockey game. Matt Schneider is not playing a smart hockey game for the Montreal Canadiens. Chopping, cross-check there, boom. I guess it was more of a push from behind. You wouldn't get a penalty for that if you were at even strength. Here's the shot by Schneider a moment ago. Matt Schneider with a beautiful shot. Good kicking save by Tommy Soderstrom. Tommy Soderstrom. Still talking about and thinking about Tommy Soderstrom, who is, I guess, the International Hockey League Player of the Week.
Yeah, out there with the Denver Grizzlies. And a 1.00 goals against average last week. In 3 games, was it? A great week, obviously. Third time this season that Tommy Soderstrom was named the International Hockey League Player of the Week. We've got some 4-on-4 hockey for the next 23 seconds. Canadians have dumped it in. Derek King is back for it. Vasky fell as he went to the end boards, but it's moved on to Ray Ferraro. Back to Gord Dineen, who steps over center, puts it in the far corner. Ferraro after it, bumps Brisebois away from the puck. Centered back by the Islanders, but outside the line. Now Knaus is released from the penalty box. The Islanders with the extra attacker. Ferraro's got the puck. Moves in, slides it to King, and Tugnutt makes the stop. Derek King comes out in front, waiting for his teammates to make the changes here. Now he feeds it back, but away from Molotov. And Soderstrom is well out of the net to move it on to Vladimir Molotov. The Canadians changing up their penalty killers. A.J. Daniel clears the puck towards center. It bounces on Brunet. A minute remaining in the penalty time against Matt Schneider. To Bigman Palffy. Up ahead to Thomas, who is checked. Palffy steps over the line. Gave it right back to Thomas, to Molotov. Into Thomas. Thomas. Deeper to Turgeon, who comes out of the corner. To Thomas at the side of the net. Backed away. Centered. Palffy's got it. Bigman Palffy sets up the point man. Bob Beers. Back into the corner. Palffy has it now. Looking to move the puck. Does. Turgeon gets choked off in front, and out comes Daniel. On to Brunet. Brunet across the line. Lamb to the front of the net. Brunet's pass is blocked by Molotov, who chases it. And races down the left wing board through center ice. Across the Montreal line. Turgeon handles it. The pass into Palffy. Right across the front of the net with that play. Vincent Gomfus forces the Canadians. And the Islanders, I should say, all the way back as he gets the Canadians out of trouble. And it also kills off the penalty to Schneider. 2 shots on goal on the power play for the Islanders. But still a 1-0 game. Turgeon has dumped it in from center ice. Tugnutt holding it up. Both teams have finished their player changes. Muller's relay to Gomfus missed him. Brisebois back in the Montreal defense. Give it to Racine, who turns right back to Brisebois. Tries the right side where Mark Recchi dumps it into the Islander zone. Cleans it out, using the boards, moves it through Marty McGinnis as it turns out. Daniel drops back with Green moving in. Daniel to Muller. It's Muller. Stick handling through the center ice zone. Flips it in from the Islander blue line. Soderstrom to play it here to the corner for Benoit Hogue. Hogue lifts it up the boards. It's held in the zone by Popovic and will be brought outside the blue line.
92, Vladimir Molotov. Now, just when I get to saying that, Bob Beers breaks them up.
And they get the tenors over with the bases, or away from the bases, or whatever. Get the choir boys set up there. 1-0, Islanders leading the Canadiens. Play at the Islander blue line. Popovic slams it in deep. And all the way around toward Mike Keane. Lifts it deeper to the corner. Keane should out with Oliver Petrov, and that freed the puck for Thomas. Back to Vasky, who comes to center and dumps it in well wide of Ron Tugnut. Tugnut decides to cover it as he saw Thomas racing in. And some jostling, Daniel and Thomas. Nothing too serious developing here. 4-game road trip for Montreal that started last night in New Jersey with a 6-1 loss. Goes to Washington for a game on Saturday and one in Buffalo on Sunday. And they stay out on the road for the entire duration. One guy that's accepting it but not happy about it is Matt Schneider.
There's the puck dumped in. Tugnut looked back and he saw Thomas on top of him quickly. Held the puck and see the pushing and shoving. Daniel, Steve Thomas sending messages, signs and signals in a hockey game.
To finish up why why Schneider isn't happy about staying away on the road. He's got a 3-week-old baby boy at home. And he admits that he'll get more sleep being with the team away from Montreal. He misses the little guy and all the things that go on in the early stages of life.
See Daniel just dart to the bench, Jigs. When players are not happy with the way things are going, you see them do that. Some players break out of the pack. They just come on the ice. That was a very quick shift for Daniel. And he just raced off the ice. Kind of a signal he sends to the coaching staff like, I'm really tired, so I'm dragging myself off the ice. There's Matt Schneider, a new father.
Justin Schneider, the lad's name. Ferraro is out with Flatley and King. Malakoff and Luongo on defense. The Muller line. Muller, Domfus, and Recchi for Montreal. Patrick Flatley plays it back in the net. On Tugnut moves it to the left side for Domfus. On to Kirk Muller. Flatley throwed him up a little. Muller centers it back, but too far for Odeline. And lets it go now. Knocked down in front by Soderstrom. Luongo was quick to clear it for Flatley. On to Ferraro. 2-on-2 at the Montreal line. Ferraro cutting to the left side. Back to Malakoff. Shoots just wide. Gary King tees up the rebound and played it behind the net. Over goes Petrov for the Canadiens. DiPietro. Gary King got a piece of him on the line with the puck at the Islander blue line. Flatley's stick came up in his face. And Odeline is down on the deck. Flatley just reached for his helmet like, oh no, what have I done?
Purely an accident. You can tell by the way Flatley reacted. Caught him up high. Wait and see, I suppose. This is the question. When you're talking about having something to talk about, when you're a general manager and you're in Palm Springs, and I suppose if it's raining and you can't play golf, there's one of the areas they might be able to improve on. Yeah, okay, caught him with a stick. You're supposed to control your stick at all times. But then to take a look at Flatley, oh no, and what he's worried about is that if he cut him, he's gone from the hockey game.
It's only a minor penalty on Flatley for a high sticking. Could have been much worse.
Patrick Flatley receives 2 minutes for high sticking.
Odeline now is saying, I'm bleeding.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Ketchup doesn't do it. We're close to Hollywood, but we're not there yet. Forget everything you've been told about cold filtered beer. Ice draft from Budweiser. It's ice brewed. Taste the future of draft beer.
Montreal on the power play for the third time in this game. Muller centering for Domfus and Recchi. The Islanders using Turgeon and McGinnis as their penalty-killing forwards. The Canadiens win the draw. Schneider has the puck here. Set up Racine for a shot. That hit the man in front. Soderstrom watching it as it dropped in front of him, but Kirk Muller is getting up very slowly. Racine catching the captain with that drive.
Always a danger when you move to the front of the net. There's the shot. Ooh, it's a high one, too. Good stop. Look at Tommy Soderstrom. What a nice move to say square. Watch him say square to where the puck. Here's the puck coming in. Ooh, Kirk Muller ducking. There it is. Muller now heading off the ice. Good move by the goaltender, Tommy Soderstrom. He didn't get turned sideways.
And an excellent move by linesman Kevin Collins. Muller went in, wanted to take the draw. Collins said, let me take a look. And he went to Muller, lifted the helmet at the back and said, Kurt, you're cut. And he will leave with the Montreal Canadiens training staff here. Be attended to in their dressing room. One of the things we were talking about on News Sport Talk the other evening, this game where bloodshed is part of it, and just a merit shot like that and sticks, skates, the rest of it, we don't have the rules that the NBA does as far as looking after the players, taking them off the ice. OSHA has a rule, Ed, that if there's so much as a drop of blood on your uniform, that has to be changed. That hasn't been attended to or addressed by this league. Noted the Montreal trainer did have gloves on as he attended to Muller and then took him to the dressing room. Minute 35 left in the penalty against Flatley. This is Comfort. Outside pass. Missed all of his teammates, and Luongo dumps it in. Dragnuts with it back of the net. Outlet here goes to Schneider, and then right back to Yves Racine. Comfort over on the right side, and Travis Green just knocked it away from him. Green and Delgarno are out to kill this penalty now for the Islanders. Schneider handling the puck. Left side to Vincent Domfus. Drops it back. Here's Schneider. Schneider weaves his way in deeper, but a penalty call. Montreal in control of the puck when referee Paul Dvorsky spotted an infraction committed by DiPietro.
Interference is the call by the referee. Power play, a little too anxious to try and create an opening. Get a player into the scoring spot. DiPietro, interference. Minute and 1 second left in the penalty to Pat Flatley for high sticking.
Canadiens didn't get a shot on goal during that 59-second power play.
7:35.
So we'll get some 4-on-4 hockey again. Any team looking for a defenseman, a veteran defenseman, an experience who used to play for the Montreal Canadiens, may be interested in knowing that Gerald Diddick, and told, is asked to be traded to the Canucks management today, I understand, and said, it's time, get me out of here. He had a problem in Montreal. They moved him on to Vancouver, where he's played well over the last several seasons. Mike Keane up the middle with that feed. Savage got it into the Islanders' zone. Derek King back in a battle here with Keane, and the puck ends up in the stick of Ferraro. Ferraro can't clear the zone. This is Keane. Race one now, feeds the blue line, but well away from J.J. Daigneault. And this Montreal club is just not hitting on any of the cylinders at the moment.
They're not, Jakes, and if you think back to the game in Montreal, both teams skated. The Islanders have been skating well in this hockey game, but Montreal have not.
The Canadiens for the pass here toward Brisebois. That's picked off, and out comes Thomas on to Ferraro. Thomas drives over the line to the front of the net. The pass from Ferraro just missed. Vasky covers the left point. A delayed penalty called now.
It's going to be to, okay, we'll tell you after.
On the Modell scoreboard, 1-0 Islanders over the Canadiens.
Okay, new rules. Individuals are no longer more important than the team.
You want a piece of that championship? Put it in here. Nobody can do it alone, but together we can do it.
Sports magazines include more team photos. More game balls go to linemen. We all play more as a team. We pat someone on the butt when they fail and celebrate like madmen when they succeed. Starter, it's about team.
Here comes Turgeon over the blue line, and ooh, he's hauled down. As you Islander fans know, hooking is not tolerated in the NHL and is definitely not tolerated here. I'm sorry, Captain Hook. You'll be spending the next 2 minutes of your less than illustrious professional hockey career in the sin bin. While the Islanders enjoy what I am confident will be a very fruitful power play opportunity.
A lot of people haven't figured out why Steve Thomas got goaltender interference. Watch the feet of Thomas. Ferrero has the puck. He's going to try and flip it through. Now watch what he does with his feet here. Boom. You see him drag his right foot, trip the goaltender, Tugnut. That's what he got the penalty for.
So Thomas has joined Flatley in the penalty box. Flatley has 3 seconds remaining in his high sticking penalty. And the teams will be back at 4-on-4 for 1 minute and 2 seconds. Following which Montreal will have a power play barring any more penalties. And the penalty of the night is interference. And goaltender interference. First period we had a holding penalty and a holding of the stick call.
Holding 2 sticks.
2 sticks, yeah, or somebody else's or whatever it is. Vincent Domfus, joined by Larry Bure. Bure just getting into your picture, number 18 at the blue line. The puck ends up in the Montreal zone. Lastly out of the penalty box, so it's 4-on-4. Bure. Brisebois drops it right back. This is Schneider. Schneider trying to drive around Turgeon is into the zone. Matt Schneider pulls up on Molotov, but he lost the puck. Bure puts it back in the net. Vincent Domfus lost it, and out of the zone comes Pierre Turgeon. Working on Schneider's side of the ice, cuts across on Racine, and then lets one go that missed the net. A bounce toward Domfus, up the boards too far for Schneider. Bure for the Canadiens steps through the center ice zone. Didn't have anybody coming up with him, and now he's into the zone and knocked down. Big hit by Luongo. Matthew Schneider cross ice to Racine. And the Bure couldn't handle it at the blue line. Luongo to play it now. Banks it off the boards and out. In 5 seconds, Montreal will go to the power play as DiPietro's penalty expires. Schneider off the boards from the left side to Racine. Played it through center, down into the Islander zone. The clock will continue to run. Molotov plays it to the other end of the ice. The Islanders, remember, are shorthanded and they ice it now. Brisebois from behind the net to set it up. Gave it to Popovic. Up ahead to Recchi to the Islander line where he's checked by Benoit Hogue. Brisebois with it at center ice to Popovic here on the left side. Popovic dumps it in. Recchi over on the far side. Centers right to Benoit Hogue. And the Islanders clear it out of there. 19 seconds left in the penalty to Steve Thomas. And a 1-0 hockey game on home ice, favor of the Islanders. Popovic hard around the boards. Recchi goes to the far side of the ice to gain control of it. It's checked by Delgarno, and the puck is loose on the end board. Schnauz hard around, and out and all the way down.
That'll just about do it, too, Jiggs. And we haven't had a shot on goal now going back before the penalty to Flatley and then DiPietro.
Shots in this period are 3-3. 19 into the Islander zone, only to be checked. There's Brad Delgarno sending McGinnis down the right side. Over the Montreal line, the pass is to Green, to Krafik, and right on Tugnut. Good screen shot set up by Travis Green and the Islanders. And it's still 1-0 as we check in with Stan Fischler.
Thanks very much. I'm here with Boomer Jeffrey, and Boomer, a much closer game than we thought it would be. What do you think the Islanders are going to have to do now to keep that lead? Well, the thing is Stan, I thought Montreal was going to open more than that. They're playing men for men. But don't forget, Stan, the Islanders are playing very well. Every time that the Montreal Canadiens touch the puck, they have one Islanders after him. And that's all they have to do to win this hockey game. They cannot let the Montreal Canadiens get loose at all.
Thanks very much, Boom Jiggs.
Just jotting all of that down. Did you get any of that, Ed?
Yes. That there stuff that the Bloomberg office? Yeah. Man-on-man coverage. Actually, when you think about it, Montreal is not in a bad position to be in playing on the road. Only down by 1. They're just a little more than halfway through the hockey game.
Puck tied up in some skates on the far side of the ice. Flatley arrives and digs it loose and gets it out of there. And a cross-ice pass to Ferraro. He shoots up high on Tugnut. King being bothered in front of the net, jostling and whacking away with Lyle Odeline of all people. This is Keane for the Canadiens to Odeline. He looked up and Derek King was charging right at him. It's been a different Derek King, and now Odeline punches Ray Ferraro. The referee's looking the other way, and Odeline ends up on the ice.
I'm going to tell you, Jake, I'll guarantee you that the referee deliberately looked away so that he wouldn't have to call a penalty on Ferraro. My legs and pulling my feet out, and I went down, and the referee was the closest player. There's Odeline with a shot. Whoa! Should have had a penalty there. But the referee should have had another one there, but the referee deliberately turned his back. Didn't want to look because he knew Ferraro was going to get even. He's getting a kick out of it. Yeah. At least he gave me a chance.
Well, the penalty boxes are empty. Teams at full and equal strength. The Islanders leading 1-0, but the Canadiens have the puck here. Brashear, who hasn't seen a shift, I don't believe, in this period, handles the puck now as he goes back in the net. Centers. He comes out in front and is controlled by McGinnis. On to Steve Thomas, but just out of his reach. Thomas did touch it. Now gets to it and shot it off the side of the net. This is Brashear on the left side. Into the middle to Lamb, and it bounced on him. Or Deneen dumps it into the Canadian zone. At least Brisebois back here for the Canadiens. Hard around the boards. Off Brashear. Brashear nudges it toward center. It'll be picked up by Bob Beers for the Islanders. In the pass, Molotov is too far for Thomas. Lamb dumps it into the Islanders zone, and Recchi races in after it. Lined up by Molotov, and the puck is loose for Green. Travis Green flips it up in the air. Bounces on Daniel. Both teams in the middle of some changes. Popovic on to Daniel. He's over the Islander blue line. Centers, and a drive from Recchi didn't get through. Green comes down the right side. Luongo up to join him. Green has dumped it toward the far corner, and that's Benoit Hogue racing it after it. Down to net, couldn't center it in front cleanly. Recchi and Palpy battle in the corner, and here's Turgeon. Cuts out of the corner and scores!
Kirk Muller got a look at that goal, but he was standing down off the ice surface where Montreal go on and off. Turgeon grabbed the puck in the far corner. Montreal didn't go to him. Benoit Hogue started the charge deep in Montreal's end. There's the checking of Palpy. Here's Turgeon. He grabbed it. Recchi couldn't get a stick on him, and he pulled it into the short side. Beautiful shot by Turgeon. Watch, instead of going to the far side, he pulled on it and went short side. Tugnut had given him enough room.
8 on the season for Turgeon, 3 of them against the Montreal Canadiens. In fact, 3 of his last 4 goals have been scored against Montreal. This is the final meeting of the regular season between these two teams, and the Canadiens are offside at the Islander blue line. Turgeon scoring at 13:09. They turn that hair gray. And a look at Inspector Clouseau, the coach of the Canadiens, Jacques Demers.
Important goal for the Islanders, Jake. Montreal looked like they were trying to get back in. They were pressing.
Went wide and rebounds back towards out towards center ice, and back on it here is Kirk Muller. Over to Lyle Odeline. Odeline dumps it in deep. Gompoos goes in after it. Gompoos plays. He didn't get through. Green comes down the right side. Luongo up to join him. Green has dumped it toward the far corner, and that's Benoit Hogue racing it after it. Down to net, couldn't center it in front cleanly. Recchi and Palpy battle in the corner, and here's Turgeon. Cuts out of the corner and scores!
Kirk Muller got a look at that goal, but he was standing down off the ice surface where Montreal go on and off. Turgeon grabbed the puck in the far corner. Montreal didn't go to him. Benoit Hogue started the charge deep in Montreal's end. There's the checking of Paul. Couldn't get a stick on him, and he pulled it into the short side. Beautiful shot by Turgeon. Watch, instead of going to the far side, he pulled on it and went short side. Tugnutt had given him enough room.
8 on the season for Turgeon, 3 of them against the Montreal Canadiens. In fact, 3 of his last 4 goals have been scored against Montreal. This is the final meeting of the regular season between these two teams, and the Canadiens are offside at the Islander blue line. Turgeon scoring at 13:09. They turn that hair gray. And we'll look at Inspector Clouseau, the coach of the Canadiens, Jacques Demers.
Important goal for the Islanders, Jake. Montreal looked like they were trying to get back in. They were...
Plays it off the back of the net. And right back to Don Foose. Out of the corner with a weak pass that didn't get to a teammate. Now, who had been knocked off his skate, moves the puck out, and Odeline leaves it at center ice for Matt Snyder. Ferraro throws him up. Flatley plays it around Muller. Back on it now is Brunet. The Canadiens try to set up at center ice, then decide to dump it in and chase it. Soderstrom moves it for Vasky, hard around toward Patrick Flatley. Flatley with a long pass that's tipped and way up in the air and bounces into the Montreal end of the ice. Brisebois to Brunet. Brunet finds an opening, comes down the right side. Hogue got to him. They move across the line. This is Bure. Centers, and a drive is blocked by Soderstrom, who read it well. Came way out to challenge a Matt Shooter. Racine shot bounces off Palpy.
How about Palpy, too, getting in front of a shot, taking a run at one of the Montreal players.
Indeed. And now the play called and an offside with a little less than 5 minutes to play in the second period. The crowd applauding the Islanders. They've changed the Modell scoreboard to zip now.
Looking for the most significant vehicle in the market. We weigh technological advancement, value, and performance. Introducing Chrysler Cirrus, Motor Trend's Car of the Year. Chrysler Cirrus. It's not just a step above. It's the new plateau.
A look at Gordon Dineen, now the oldest Islander at 32.
Played every game for the Denver Grizzlies.
Coupled up here with Bob Beers as the defensive pairing. Edmund Palpy is up front with Benoit Hogue, and Pierre Turgeon is getting double duty at center ice. Turgeon pulls up, centers it across, couldn't get it to Palpy. And the Canadiens move out. Across into the middle. Crisscrossing at the Islander line, shoots wide of Tommy Soderstrom's net. Edmund Palpy with Pierre Turgeon. Backhand pass toward Hogue is picked off. An offside called against the Canadiens. The Islanders come right back to work at the Nassau Coliseum on Thursday night. Ben and myself will be back. Watch the Islanders and the Washington Capitals for you. Thursday at 7:30 with the Sports Authority Game Time show beginning at 7 o'clock, live and exclusive on Sportschannel.
Always cool. Of course, he's aristocratic, we say, in the sense that calm, cool, placid on the surface, but pedaling like heck underneath. A little bit like a duck. I guess that's what you say. An aristocrat is like a duck.
Lots like a duck, isn't it? 19 games away from his 200th as the National Hockey League coach. Is Lauren Henning after tonight. His team is up 2-0 on home ice over the Canadiens. Keane works the puck to the corner. DiPietro back toward Keane. It got through to Soderstrom, who covers and gets a face-off.
That's good move by Tommy Soderstrom. He could have unloaded it, but it would have been the wrong thing to do. A couple of Montreal players around. His teammates all had their back to him. That's not a good time to give them the puck. Steady as he goes.
Each team with 13 shots on goal. See the numbers on Soderstrom, 2.12 goals against average. His last 5 starts, 2 wins, a loss, and a tie, and the loss was in overtime at Montreal.
All started at the back-to-back games against the New Jersey Devils. Before Montreal, then on to Buffalo.
From the draw here, the Islanders move out. Steve Thomas is one-on-one against Odeline. Thomas, the right wing side to the corner, centered the puck for McGinnis. Nice turn. McGinnis has to turn again as Schneider hung right with him. And Lonan moves it up the boards, and this is Mark Lamb for Montreal. The wild Odeline. Thomas dumps Lamb big time. Brashear off the left side, shoots Cutters from the save. Luongo has kicked it loose. McGinnis plays it around toward the open corner, and Chris Luongo gets to the puck. On to Steve Thomas. Outlet is behind Green, so the Canadiens come through center. Lamb gets it into the Islanders' zone. It's taken off the play by Molotov, however. Marty McGinnis using the right wing boards for Steve Thomas. Thomas with a pass to Molotov. Back toward Ferraro. Chases it into the Montreal zone. Trying to get a step on Brashear. Centers. Can't get it to Thomas as Schneider cut through neatly. Schneider has it poked off his stick. Barry King pokes it off the stick again, but Schneider got back quickly for Montreal. Baskey out at center ice with a pass here to Chenault. Relay was hit by King. Brashear has broken Chenault's stick with a whack across the shaft of it. Right on the far side of the ice, developing here as Recchi is back to the boards. Flatley dug it out of his skates. The Canadiens get to it. Racine with a shot. Soderstrom, an awkward-looking save, but it didn't get by him. Comes around to the far side. Brisebois tees it up at the blue line. Lets one go that drifted wide. This is Patrick Flatley out of the zone. Ferraro up ahead, chases it into the Montreal end. He's onside. Centers can't get it to King. Flatley puts it toward the Daniel steps from behind the net. Jean-Jacques Daniel through center. Onto the left side for Brian Savage, and Soderstrom kicks that shot well wide. McGinnis battling Savage as they drive back to the net. Savage leaves it. Soderstrom to play it. It came right back in front. Tuck to him, and he's got the catching glove down on top of the puck.
He gambled and almost lost, but that's not the case. Close only counts, as you said before. Round dancing, horseshoe pitching, and hand grenade throwing. I said all that? I think so, yeah. The other night in the hockey game, it was close. Take another look. He gambled here a little bit. He rushed out of his net there and almost got stung. But then again, Dennis Baskey was back there protecting. That's one of the things that the Islanders
down. They're going to let the time run out. Second period comes to a close.
Another good period for the Islanders. Montreal, for a moment, looked as though they were going to get back into the game, but Pierre Turgeon at 13:09 put a stop to that.
The Canadiens have outshot the Islanders over 40 minutes tonight, but they haven't been able to get anything by Tommy Soderstrom. We could never get anything by Boom Boom Jeffrey on either. He's going to join Stan Fischler. There's another guy we can't get anything by, Bob Papa.
Thanks, Jigs. Glove saving a beauty. We will check in on the Rangers at Madison Square Garden. They're involved in a tight checking affair with the Florida Panthers. We'll run through the NHL scoreboard and take a look at how the Knicks are doing in Orlando against the Magic. All that and more, but when we come back, the hockey maven settles in. They'll be joined by Boom Boom. After 2 periods of play, the Islanders with a 2-0 lead over the Montreal Canadiens.
Severe storm warning is in effect throughout the Midwest, extending to the East Coast.
There is an oasis in the desert where you can do just about everything, or just do nothing at all. The Point Hilton Resorts in Phoenix, Arizona, just a phone call away.
It's Toyota's main event sales event in this corner, Camry. Lease a Camry for just $239 a month, or buy a Camry with low 2.9% financing. And the totally new Avalon, starting at just $22,758. Both out of Georgetown, Kentucky. Camry and Avalon, 2 heavyweights from Toyota. Toyota's main event sales event.
I never realized the world was so full. I never realized the world was so full of hazards. That's why there's a company like MetLife. Because sometimes things do get out of control. Hey! That's why over 40 million people look to MetLife to be there when things go wrong. That's why you should get Met. It pays.
Dedication. Drama. Danger. Experience life on a lethal floating city with access you won't believe and action only the Discovery Channel can bring. Don't miss Carrier, Fortress at Sea, narrated by Martin Sheen. Premiering Sunday at 9 Eastern and Pacific on the Discovery Channel. Explore your world. The man, the legend, the greatest wild animal trainer of all time is back as Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey proudly presents Gunther Gable-Williams in a history-making special guest appearance. This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to see the magic and grace of the most charismatic circus performer ever as Gunther Gable-Williams steps back into the spotlight for special New York area performances only.
Coming to Nassau Coliseum March 15th through 21st. Buy tickets at the box office and Ticketmaster.
Stan Fischler at Nassau Coliseum, 2-0. The Isles over Montreal at the end of 2, yet Montreal leading in the shots on goal. The Volvo shots on goal has it 17 Montreal and 13 for the Islanders. For a recap of 2 periods of play right now, we're going to go up to my colleagues, Jigs McDonald and Bernie Jeffrion in the booth.
We've got 20 minutes of hockey left. It could be wide open, Mr. Jeffrion.
Well, I have to say that the Detroit Red Wings are skating very well, but as far as that brawl there, Pelenic, first of all, Bodison never did anything. He just cross-checked him and that he should get 5 and 2, and the announcing right now. But as far as I'm concerned, I think that the Flames, they're going to come on strong in the third period.
You were faked out. You don't get faked out much, but you got faked out, right?
Well, I didn't know what to say, Stan. When I saw that, this nice-looking guy, I said to myself, somebody in the truck made a mistake. Press the wrong button.
No, you matured, that's all. The only difference is you're more mature.
Oh, okay. I think it's marvelous. I thank you very kindly for this interview.
Who's that guy who was interviewing you? I didn't recognize.
I don't even know the guy.
Okay, let's talk a little hockey now. 2 periods of play. Islanders leading 2-0. Canadiens seem to be coming on. Canadiens leading in shots on goal. What do you see? What do you think?
Well, Stan, just like I told you before, I cannot understand. You one thing, that Jacques Demers, he's talking to his defenseman and say, how can a guy come out of the corner with the puck without being touched and scored a goal? The first goal, the Islanders, the same way. I mean, if this thing would happen with Toblake, you wouldn't play the rest of the game.
Toblake was the Hall of Fame coach, won 5 cups in a row with the Boomer. But one of the interesting things and the difference is, if you saw them coming off the ice, the Canadiens had a ton of coaches. They not only had Demers, they had Jacques Laperriere, Steve Shutt, they got a goalie coach, they got this other guy, Moraine. What, did Toblake need any help when he coached you?
Are you kidding? Toblake didn't need no help. I mean, now, I really don't understand. You got a coach for the goaltender. Now you got a coach for the right winger. Now you got a coach for... You got more coaches than players. The only thing is I told Stan before, at the beginning of this game, 10 minutes, Montreal don't score. I know that the game is not over, but the Islanders are playing too well right now. Stan, every time Montreal touches the puck, one Islander goes after him, the other one takes his place. And our goaltender is playing very, very well. I mean, what can I say?
Big problem for the Islanders, though, in the third period, Boomer, if they go into a shell and they play too defensive. They can't do that, right?
Well, this is the thing, Stan. Now, here comes the coach. The coach now has to get into the room and get his guy ready for the third period and say, look, fellas, we win this game. We're back in the hunt overall. You understand? Yeah. Now they cannot let Montreal Canadiens take the play over. Now if they go back and stay at the blue line and wait for the Montreal Canadiens, they're going to lose the game. They cannot stay that.
Lon Henning has done a pretty good job with all these injuries, and the thing that I thought was terrific about this game is the way the Islanders got kind of new guys in there. You know, Bob Beers is playing his first game. He's playing pretty good. Gordy Dineen playing pretty good. He's only here a couple of games.
Yeah, but you see, You have to have guys to replace the other guy. What do you think you're wearing the Islander sweater? Just to look in the crowd? I mean, that's why they sign you. That's why they sign you to replace if somebody gets hurt, right? That's why they've got you to replace. That's it.
Boomer, thanks very much. After this break, we'll return to Bob Papa in our Sports Authority Game Time Studios.
Save me! Save me! Save me! I'm being held here at Franklin Square Forge, and you can save me and dozens of other Benjamin Franklins when you buy any new Ford, a new conversion van, or a quality pre-owned car at Franklin Square Forge. Don't let them keep me here another minute when you can put me in your pocket and have a new Ford in your driveway too. Franklin Square Ford, 690 Hempstead Turnpike, Franklin Square.
Remember this, when looking for reliable service on any BMW, make certain the price is guaranteed lowest. At Haberstad of Huntington, you can now get the best service on your BMW at the guaranteed lowest price on Long Island. Plus, you get the advantage of extended service hours and much more. Extraordinary service, convenient hours, lowest prices, guaranteed. At Haberstad of Huntington, we'll take good care of you and your car. We guarantee it.
Want all the latest breaking baseball news? Sports Channel's got it. From striking players to replacement players, from the front office to the diamond, it's on Sports Channel. Join Fran Healy from Florida for the Mets Spring Training Report, Friday at 10:30, only on Sports Channel.
Promotional consideration provided by Cross. Select a writing instrument as you would select a work of art. For classic beauty, lasting quality, and assured value, give Cross fine writing instruments. Doesn't your signature deserve the very best?
After two periods, the Islanders with a 2-0 lead over Montreal. The Rangers are... After two periods, the Islanders with a 2-0 lead over Montreal. The Rangers are trying to keep their grip on first place in the Atlantic Division. Tonight, the Florida Panthers are at Madison Square Garden. To the highlights we go. Jumbo Elliott and Kent Graham, they don't like the cowboy hat for the cameraman. Graham throws his first incompletion of the year. Scoreless in the second, Rangers on the power play. Brian Noonan sets it up in front. Sorry, Brian, you can't use your elbow. Goal is disallowed. And right now at Madison Square Garden, as we check the scoreboard, after two periods of play, no score. Florida and the Rangers out shooting the Panthers 27-11. John Van Beesbrook in goal for Florida. Meanwhile, Whalers and Senators, first period, game tied at 1. Whalers on a 2-on-1. Jeff Sanderson wrist one past Don Beaupre, 2-1 Hartford. Later in the period, Whalers up 2-1. Ottawa on the rush. Sylvain Turgeon with the shot, and Rob Goudreau with the follow, and the rebound is fourth of the year. 3-2 Whalers after 1. Right now after 2, the Whalers have opened this one up. They lead it 5-2. Sanderson has 2 goals in the game, and Darren Turcotte has scored as well. Second period, Washington and Philadelphia are tied at 2. Dallas and Winnipeg playing this evening. The Stars with a 1-0 lead in the first. Edmonton and Calgary at 9:30 start. San Jose and Vancouver at 10:30, as is Chicago and Los Angeles. The Knicks continue their chase of first place against the Magic. The two teams meeting at the O-Arena in Orlando. At the half, the Magic with a 4-point lead. Shaquille O'Neal with 25 points at the half. We'll have all the highlights following tonight's Islander game. We'll take you back to the Coliseum for second period stats and highlights. The Islanders with a 2-0 lead after 2.
Islanders hockey is brought to you in part by Meineke Discount Mufflers. Check your local Yellow Pages for the dealer nearest you.
Mommy, how do brakes work?
They'll explain everything, dear.
Brakes for shoes?
They'll tell us all about it.
How can you buy brakes if you don't know anything about them?
Because I always shop with people I trust.
When it comes to brakes, it's not what you know, it's where you go. You can always...
I've got to keep on moving.
At National Car Rental, we keep you moving. Because at National, green means go.
Two periods complete at the Nassau Coliseum. The Islanders 20 minutes away from a victory. 2-0 lead over the Montreal Canadiens. Jiggs McDonald and Ed Westfall rejoin us with second period stats and highlights. Take it away, guys.
All right, Bob. The Islanders with a goal in the first, a goal in the second. We get right to the score sheet. In the opening period, Ray Ferraro is to get his 11th of the season from Flatley and King at 9:44. And in the second period, it's Pierre Turgeon's 8th goal of the season, 3 of which have come in games against the Canadiens. This one unassisted. 13:09 is the time, and the Islanders go to the third, leading 2-0. The highlights of tonight's action brought to you by your Tri-State Jeep Eagle dealers.
Sigmund Palpe with some good forechecking. I'm surprised he didn't get an assist, but watch Turgeon. He faked to the far side, pulled it to the near side, and that got the Islanders a 2-0 lead.
Turgeon taking it off the boards, and as Ed said, to the backhand. Boom.
Goaltenders don't like backhands. They don't know where it's going. Players shooting them, they don't know where it's going either, but it found its way to the net.
Montreal has outshot the Islanders by a margin of 4, 17-13. It's the Islanders leading this hockey game 2-0. Back to the Nassau Coliseum for the third period in just a few moments.
I want to know about meeting that special someone.
Sorry, can't help you there.
I want to know more about a diet I can live with.
No way, not in this commercial.
I want to know more about Rogaine.
Rogaine with minoxidil?
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Yeah.
Okay. Just call this number now for a free information kit on Rogaine topical solution. It could help answer your questions because it's filled with all kinds of facts about Rogaine. And because you need a prescription to get Rogaine, we'll send you a list of local doctors and special money-saving offers to help you decide if Rogaine is right for you.
But I want to know right now.
We'll mail it to you today. So what are you waiting for? Call now for your free information kit. Call 1-800-441-3337.
In the years to come, thousands of people will be protected because of a significant innovation from Volvo. Volvo introduces the world's first side impact airbag. Drive safely.
Are you ready for Saints Lacrosse? The New York Saints are out to smoke the Boston Blazers. It's coming. Finally, the Clash Friday night at Nassau Coliseum. Brought to you by Bud Light. Just how hard-hitting is Saints acting? Be there, because the Blazers are going to find out.
Teams are back out on the ice getting ready for the third period. The Islanders with a 2-0 lead over the Montreal Canadiens.
Promotional considerations provided by Cartier.
This Thursday, the Islanders play host to the Washington Capitals at 7:30 p.m. Here's your chance to take advantage of 2 exciting Islander discount ticket programs. Any fan who presents their WRCN card at the box office can receive 2 for 1. Tickets on select $45 seats. Also, all fans 21 and under can purchase a $19 seat for just $15. These discount tickets are available at the Coliseum box office only, starting 2 hours prior to the game.
Lauren Henning at the Islander bench has sent Ferraro, King, and Flatley out as his forward line, and right from the faceoff, the Canadiens have dumped it in and then got to the puck. Holocaust gets to Muller. Ray Ferraro moves the puck on toward Derek King. Brisebois pinched in on him. Ferraro gets it out of there and paces it down the left side. The defenseman, Racine, had to come all the way across the ice to get to it. Now Muller brings the puck into the Islanders zone. Chased in deeper by Luongo. It took Muller to the board solidly. Mark Recchi ends up in the grasp of Molotov, and the puck is knocked loose. This is Vincent Dompoos. Put it right on Ferraro's stick. Thank you. Ferraro plays it into the Montreal zone, picks it up again as he drives on Racine here. Lets it around the end boards, overcomes King, leans in with a body check on Brisebois. Knaut with a shot that's turned aside. This is Travis Green from back of the net. Feeds Vasky at the left point. Long shot steered aside by Tugnut. King tying up Racine's stick. Green gets to the puck, gave it to Chenault. Can't get it through a pile of skates. Here's Travis Green. Fires and hits the outside of the net. Steve Thomas leaves it on the end boards, and the Canadiens give it right back to Thomas. Played it deeper. Patrice Brisebois moves it behind the Montreal goal, and Racine turns it up the wing, but not out. This is Steve Thomas. Thomas put a move on Muller and then couldn't finish it off, and the Canadiens end up icing the puck. Pretty good flurry for the Islanders.
Excellent flurry, Jiggs. What a way to start a period, leading 2-0 at home. Keep the fans into the hockey game. Give them something to get excited about. Depress the other team. Jacques Demers on his left, your right, Steve Shutt.
And, of course, the big guy, Jacques Laperriere, who has a son playing in the NHL now with the St. Louis Blues. Ian Laperriere, or Danny.
Danny, yes.
Danny. The other Laperriere is not related. They have added an assist to Zygmunt Palffy after Ed Westfall's lobbying on the Turgeon goal.
We've often talked about, do they listen to us or do they not?
Apparently they do.
Yes.
It is 2-0. Islanders over the Canadiens. Montreal out of the zone. DiPietro through center ice. Into the Islander territory. Petrov back to DiPietro. Paul DiPietro plays it around the end boards. Turgeon goes to it. Over went Gord Dineen as well. Puck loose on the end boards again. Bob Beers got it to the line, but not out. Schneider moving it around the end boards. Loney goes to his man. Palffy went to the puck and pops it towards center ice. Matt Schneider drops back. Over goes Pierre Turgeon. Wrapped up by Petrov. Keane steps into the Islanders zone. Fakes once. Played it through Dineen, but Loney went back. That's Beers on to Palffy, now to Turgeon. Turgeon over the Montreal line. Schneider cut up to him. Matt Schneider taken off the puck by Turgeon. It came right.
Jiggs all season long with using that long reach of his and the hockey stick, poke checking.
The Canadiens start out again. Through center ice. Bure shoots one from the blue line that went high. Molokov banks it off the boards and out. Popovic with it at center ice. Back to Daigneault. To Bure. He's into the Islander zone with a feed to the left side. Nice play by Luongo to get to the man, but the Canadiens have the puck. This is Brunet. Benoit Brunet spun it in front, but Luongo was there. Standing side by side with Savage. They played it out. Now Savage is over the Islander line, giving it to Bure. Checked from behind by McGinnis, and up ice. Played it through Dineen, but Loney went back. That's Beers on to Palffy, now to Turgeon. Turgeon over the Montreal line. Schneider cut up to him. Matt Schneider taken off the puck by Turgeon. It came right out in front and steered aside by Tugnut. Molokov thought about going in, but Petrov started out, and Molokov just reached over and knocked it away from him.
He's been very effective in this hockey game. The most effectiveness he's had, Jiggs, all season long with using that long reach of his and the hockey stick, poke checking.
The Canadiens start out again. Through center ice. Bure shoots one from the blue line that went high. Molokov banks it off the boards and out. Popovic with it at center ice. Back to Daigneault. To Bure. He's into the Islander zone with a feed to the left side. Nice play by Luongo to get to the man, but the Canadiens have the puck. This is Brunet. Benoit Brunet spun it in front, but Luongo was there. Standing side by side with Savage, and they played it out. Now Savage is over the Islander line, giving it to Bure. Checked from behind by McGinnis, and up ice comes Molokov. Quick transition. Molokov 3-on-2 at the Montreal line. Can't get it to Thomas. Right back to Molokov. He shoots. That's wide off Tugnut. Stick and up into the seats. Exciting start to the third period, but on the Model scoreboard it remains Islanders 2, Canadiens nothing.
About retirement investing, but afraid the boat may leave without you? Here's a comfortable thought. MetLife's Preference Plus. A tax-deferred variable annuity. It's a chance to get your toe in the water. Preference Plus lets you be conservative or aggressive in your investing. And it's easy to understand. Want to retire in style? Ask about MetLife's Preference Plus. Get Met. It pays.
Lauren Henning's team, after the timeout, making some changes here, sending out Mick Vakota with Benoit Hogue and Brad Delgarno.
Donald Brashear facing Mick Vakota.
The two of them squared off in the first period tonight, resulting in major penalties just before the 10-minute mark. Hogue moved in to knock the puck away from Brisebois. Now it's cleared to the Islander blue line where Chenault handled it. Brisebois steps up. Mick Vakota cleared that, but it's dumped in deeper. Had Ronan in chase. And tied up with from back of the Islanders' net. Up toward Mick Vakota, and he's cleared it toward center ice. But Trace Brisebois moves it on. Muller can't get to it. Here's Chenault for the Islanders. Chenault played it away from Ronan. Muller is playing with Ronan and Brashear against Delgarno, Hogue, and Vakota for the Islanders. The puck in and out of Dennis Vasky's skate. Benoit Hogue bounces it deep into the Canadian zone. Ron Tugnut, who faced the Islanders twice last season in the uniform of the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim and once as a Canadian, watches as his team moves into the Islanders zone, but then gave up control of the puck. Ray Ferraro now. Ferraro across the Montreal line with a shot that went wide. Matt Schneider goes back in the net. Knocked it away. Here's King in after the puck. Can't get it to Ferraro. Matt Schneider moves it on the boards, but it'll be held at the blue line and then dumped in deeper by Dineen. In comes Flatley. Patrick Flatley is checked, and the Canadians will get out of there. And Ronan bounces one up the boards. Chasing it into the zone is Petrov. Beers bumps him. Petrov drives back in the net, centered. Covering there was Dineen. Up to King. 2-on-2. Now 3-on-2 at center ice as Ferraro is up quickly. Ray Ferraro, as the third man for Montreal, got back. Couldn't center it cleanly. The Canadians come to center. Long pass to DiPietro. To Odeline. Couldn't find DiPietro. Was headed for the back of the net. It comes right out in front. Odeline at the blue line. Cranks one up that is blocked. Bounced off Derek King. Came outside the line. Shoveled back in. Canadians don't get to play on side again. So the whistle. More hockey coming your way Thursday night on Sportschannel as the Devils hit the road going to Boston for a game with the Bruins. Obviously, Sports Authority Game Time show is at 7:15. The action at 7:30 from the Boston Garden. It's live and exclusive on Sportschannel's New Sport Thursday night. Devils and Bruins. Then on Friday night, not on Sportschannel, not on any coverage that I've been able to find, is the Islander alumni game. But fans, you got to get out and see it. We'll tell you who's going to be in the game, where they're playing, and for what cause in a moment or two. Chris Luongo feeds Troy Loney tight on the left wing boards. Up steps Turgeon over the blue line with a pass to Palffy. Bigman Palffy holds it, centers. Loney couldn't get to it. Neither can Turgeon. Palffy knocked it back in deeper, but it's cleared out now, and this is Gord Dineen with a feed to Palffy. Gave it away. Brunet at the Islander blue line. Feeds the latecomer. That's Daigneault. His centering pass was blocked by Palffy. Daigneault comes out in front, centered. Turgeon has the puck. Turgeon with Loney and Palffy. Turgeon trying to get deeper in the Montreal zone, but Popovic knocked it off his stick. Plays it around the boards and over the glass. 13.5 minutes left in this third period. The Islander alumni game this Friday night is against the Nassau County High School All-Stars. It'll be played at 7:30 at the Long Beach Arena. Tickets available at the Islander store and also the Long Beach Arena. Players committed to play are Ed Westfall. Committed, mind you. Yes. Bob Nystrom. Yes. Wayne Merrick. Gary Howitt, John Tonelli, Brian Mullen, and many, many more. Tickets are $10, and all proceeds will go to the Nassau County High School Hockey Program. The game is this Friday night, March 3rd, at the Long Beach Arena at 7:30.
We played them a couple of weeks, well, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago out at the rinks. Boy, did they pull a fast one on us. Those kids are good, too. They had two teams. We played half a game against one team. Then they sicked a bunch of young fellas on us for the second half. A couple of weeks, well, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago out at the rinks. Boy, did they pull a fast one on us. Those kids are good, too. They had two teams. We played half a game against one team. Then they sicked a bunch of young fellas on us for the second half. But we threw our conditioning at them.
You're kidding, I know. Kidding, I know. Did win it, I understand, though, right? The Allender alumni?
Yes, both games. Well, had both half games.
In this hockey game, the Islanders of 95 are leading the Montreal Canadiens. Kirk Muller into the zone with a pass back. Racine shot tipped wide. Comes to Brisebois. Plays it all the way around the end boards. Over goes Steve Thomas. Travis Green gets to it. Can't get it around Racine. Now it bounces toward the line and is held in, only to have Green move over, get tripped up in his effort to move it out. On to Thomas. Rips one that was off the stick of defenseman Yves Racine eventually. And brought back by Brisebois. Canadians come to center ice. Keane checked at the Islander blue line. The puck goes in a little deeper. Donald Brashear digs it off the boards. Got knocked down. Onto the puck and clearing it out is Bob Beers. That's going the length of the ice. Matt Schneider will touch up. An icing call made against the Islanders. Stops the clock and gives us a chance to check in with the Model scoreboard. No change since Turgeon's goal that made it 2-0.
From Volvo.
The key to your car's reliability lies in your maintenance habits. Do-it-yourselfers know that for one-stop shopping, Auto-Right has all the auto parts and accessories to keep your car at its peak condition at the right price. Like Haviland Formula 3 motor oil for protection from heat stress, starting friction, and engine dirt. Use Haviland Formula 3 for every oil change and add more life to your car. If you expect maximum value for your dollar and maximum performance from your car, do it right at Auto-Right and drive safe.
Country cousins all over Long Island have discovered Bootleggers in Massapequa, the one-stop shop to your drop source for all the boots and accessories you'll ever need. We're talking big savings on brand-name boots of every description to fit cowpokes of every age and size. Bootleggers in Massapequa has it all. Western boots, work boots, biker boots, dancing boots, leather jackets, belts, hats, and much more. So ride on over to Bootleggers in Massapequa and discover the saving place for Western boots at bootleg prices.
Oleg Petrov, 23 years old. He's quick, he's fast. You take a lot of penalties against a player such as he. There's the shot. He's using the Gordonine as a screen. Good stop by Tommy Soderstrom.
Each team has had 3 shots on goal in this third period. Neither team has scored. And Montreal has had 6 power play opportunities on the night. 0 for 6 with the power play. There was a time that they changed the rules because of the potency of the Montreal power play. And that was back in the days of Jeff Frion, Beliveau, Richard, and so many more. On comes Steve Thomas. Drops the puck for McGinnis, who is checked. The Canadians come down the left side. Brashear on the rush. Drops it off on the left side. Brunet went to the front of the net, but they couldn't get the puck to him. Kirk Muller battles his way out of the corner. The backhander doesn't get to the net. Now Brashear, a backhand shot. Turned aside by Soderstrom, and Muller couldn't get it teed up again. The Islanders trying to move out. Marty McGinnis is checked. Here's Luongo. Taken to the boards. The puck came loose. Travis Green gets it up in the air, and that floats down inside the Montreal blue line. J.J. Daigneault to Popovic. Popovic out of his own zone, but missed Muller cutting through center ice. Dean Chinaus moves it toward Dennis Vasky. 7.5 minutes left in the third period as Vasky has dumped it in. Here's Delgarno. Got checked off the puck. The Canadians cleared out for Bure. 2 men back. Bure with a lot of the same moves as his brother, but not with quite the same skill.
He moves well. He moves quick, Jigs, but he doesn't hold the puck the same way when he's in motion.
Here Turgeon for the Islanders. Long pass to Hogue off the left side, and a shot hit the side of the net. Cleared out. Picked up by Beers, over to Deneen. Got it in deep. Ron Tugnut moves out of the net. Leaves it for Matthew Schneider. Schneider to Bure. Couldn't hold it. Deneen dumps it as far as the Montreal blue line. This is Odeline. While Odeline into the Islander zone was chased wide, and that put the play offside. Well, let's go back and see who it was. The Montreal goaltender who shut out the Islanders the first time. This trivia quiz for MetLife, and the book says it was
Dryden then? Nope.
Oh,
Dougie Sotar. Of all things. Really? Wow. That long for them from 72?
It wasn't Patrick, huh?
No.
We knew it wasn't Patrick.
86. Wow. We're a lot better than I thought we were in those early years. What a potent offense. He could care less. Right now, he's probably thinking about Florida and his place down there, and he'd probably be better off trying to make 4-foot putts, trying to stop the puck from going into 24 square feet of net.
Tough couple of games. Shut out at home, 7-0. Beaten last night 6-1 by the New Jersey Devils. Trailing here 2-0 with just over 6 minutes to play in the third period. Racine with a pass that was blocked by Steve Thomas. Steve Racine clears it out. On into the Islanders zone. Handling the puck again was Petrov, but it's cleared out of there. Back with it, Yves Racine. Up to Keane. Checked at the blue line. DiPietro trying to get the play onside. Has fed Brisebois. Back to the far side, and Petrov is squeezed off the play. DiPietro is there. Over to Travis Green, however. On toward Thomas. Defenseman pinched in. Thomas very alertly turned and played it out the other side.
The Islanders play it right, Jake. They don't want to play it in their own end of the ice, but if they do get caught in there, there's going to be openings. Montreal are going to send defensemen up to join the forwards in the offensive zone.
Just over 5 minutes to play in the third period. The Canadiens move into the Islanders zone. Brunet drops it back, and Muller gets checked. Able to hold it in at the point for a moment. Then they are successful in their effort to move it in deeper. Rasky to Bob Beers. Up around the boards toward Patrick Flatley. On to Ferraro. Has King moving with him on the left side. Ferraro chipped it toward the corner. Popovic and King are there. King pushing Popovic to the boards. And Gagnon plays the puck to center ice off Donald Brazier's stick. Bob Beers very smartly plays it right back deep into the Montreal zone. Canadiens arrive there and move it out. Gord Dineen comes back to play the puck for Bob Beers. Gord Dineen. Right side to Ferraro. Long pass. Here's Beers up on the play. Bob Beers with a shot. That took off and just skimmed over the cross. Gord Dineen. Right side to Ferraro. Long pass. Here's Beers up on the play. Bob Beers with a shot. That took off and just skimmed over the crossbar. The Canadiens try to bring it out. Turning back is Brunet, as Loney did a nice job of shadowing him. Brunet's pass off Loney's skates as it turned out. Peter Popovic plays it around the end boards. Over goes Matthew Schneider. Schneider with a long pass that's too far for Brunet. Chris Luongo gets pushed off the puck. Then Bure's shot ends up in the seats. And the clock is stopped with 4 minutes and 7 seconds remaining in the third period. The visitors trying to find some way to solve this. Here's your Modell scoreboard.
When the game is on, if the action gets too rough, remember, the ice is always smooth. Bud Ice and Bud Ice Light. When the game is on, if the action gets too rough, remember, the ice is always smooth. Bud Ice and Bud Ice Light, official beer sponsors of the NHL.
It's Toyota's main event sales event in the Sierra Beige metallic. 4Runner, tough as they come, and 4-wheel drive. Get a great lease deal or buy a 4Runner and get option package savings of $1,000. Compare 4Runner to its competition. It's in a class by itself. So get a deal on this title holder. The main event for a limited time. Now at your Toyota dealers.
Another strong game, Jake, for Chris Luongo. When you look at the Islander defense so far, we've still got 4 minutes to go. Oh, little eye drop. The contacts are starting to get a little dry.
Keep them lubricated. for miss. Anyway, Chanel handling the puck following the draw. Boards toward Benoit Hogue. Knocked away from him by Schneider. Brunet in the corner, taken off his skate. Courtesy of Vasky. Brunet and Vasky continue to battle for the puck. Dean Chanel stepped into his man with a good hit on Savage, and out it comes toward Benoit Hogue. Hogue's pass off Loney skates, picked up by Schneider. The Montreal defenseman has given it to Bourret. Larry Bourret dumped it in deep. Savage after it. Chanel's got a chunk of him. The puck controlled by Brunet, who centers. Savage is knocked off, or Brazier rather, was knocked off the puck, and it comes all the way back to the blue line. Long shot there is blocked. A big chance for Montreal, and a fine stop by Soderstrom, but a penalty on the play. Brazier rather was knocked off the puck, and it comes all the way back to the blue line. Long shot there is blocked. A big chance for Montreal, and a fine stop by Soderstrom, but a penalty on the play.
It had to be one or the other, and if you ask Tommy Soderstrom, Lorne Henning, or anybody else, give us the penalty. It had to be one or the other, and if you ask Tommy Soderstrom, Lorne Henning, or anybody else, give us the penalty. Don't let them have the goal. What a stop by Tommy Soderstrom. Just as the penalty was being called, Montreal forced the Islanders to make a mistake. There is the mistake from behind, but look at this save. A beauty. Getting his left hand out, Lyle Odeline coming in from the point. I had just mentioned.
Well, the Islanders are in trouble now, Boomer, with this penalty. What do you think?
Well, I'm not too sure.
Penalty killing might be the solution.
Well, I'm going to tell you this, then. If they kill this penalty, the ball game is over.
Okay, Jiggs?
All right, Stan.
One of the
things, Jiggs, the ball game is over.
The ball game is over.
Yep.
Have a nice day.
Yes.
One of the things, if you're looking for a plus on the side of the Islanders, Dean Chanel didn't plan it this way, but they do have the option now, of course, icing the puck. And onslaught from the Montreal Canadiens.
Off on defense. Muller on the faceoff. Domfus and Recchi, the other forwards. Schneider and Racine at the blue line. A lot of fencing before the puck is dropped. And linesman Kevin Collins moves in between, but allows Muller to stay, and he wins the draw. Here's Racine. In deeper to Domfus, who's forced all the way back to the blue line, then on to Muller, and a nice play by Molotov to jump in and shoot it down the ice.
Well, he's had his best game so far this season. What do you think about pulling the goaltender? Are you much of a gambler?
If you're in this stage, yeah, I would have to do it, I think. But Molotov up high around the glass, in and out of the Islanders players bench. And we're going to bring the puck all the way back into the Islanders zone.
Face off in the offensive zone. 2 goals down. You've got about 3 minutes to go. Right now it's 2 minutes and 51 seconds. Vladimir Molotov arguing about where the face-off should go. Your team hasn't responded that well, haven't been playing that well. They're down by 2. Say, hey, wait a minute. Pull the goaltender. Might be a little bit, but, well,
2-goal game, I mean,
yeah,
why not?
If you get one early, I mean, if you get one out here, I mean, with 2 men on the ice, plus he's probably thinking over there, Josh Amir saying to himself, the reason that we're in the hole 2-0 is because they're not playing well, and if I pull the goaltender, it'll be 3-0. If you lose by 2 or by 3, what's the difference?
Exactly. And of course, an empty netter would do nothing to affect Tugnut's goals against average. Puck comes back toward the Islander blue line. Racine to the corner for Domfus. Down behind the net. Muller has to chase it. The defenseman Racine came in deep. Over goes Molotov. The puck held by Racine to Domfus. Chases it back to the net. Leads the blue line. Schneider now to Racine for a shot. That misses. Bounces off the back of the net, and Recchi plays it to the near side. Racine goes in after it. On to Domfus. Luongo was on him. Domfus can't get it out of there. Chris Luongo chips it loose. And it's Molotov trying to get the length of the ice. 52 seconds left in the penalty to Dean Chanel. And in 5 seconds, we'll have only 2 minutes left in regulation time. Up comes Schneider. Schneider, a little wraparound brought on by Odeline. Odeline to Muller. Nowhere to go with that, and Deneen steps back in the Islander net to control a bouncing puck. Deneen clears it out. Flatley gets to it at the Montreal line and tucks it in behind the net. 25 seconds remaining in this power play for the Canadiens. On pass to Brisebois. Up the far side. Brunet finds Keane moving in. He shoots. He scores! Mike Keane ruins the 0 for Tommy Soderstrom.
You can see it building with the play coming through the center ice area. They isolated one of the Islander defensemen and created the 2-on-1. That's what it's all about on the power play, and Mike Keane takes advantage of it and put it in. Take another look as the Montreal Canadiens. Just looks like another power play coming out of their own end of the ice. But here, there's the creation of a 2-on-1, and Keane walked in and just put it into the top right-hand corner over the left shoulder. Tommy Soderstrom. There's another look at it. Keane had the option of passing it or shooting it, and he did the right thing. He shot it. Minute and a half left to go in the hockey game. The Islanders lead cut in half.
109 minutes and 58 seconds of shutout hockey turned in by Tommy Soderstrom. So Mike Keane scored that goal. His fourth, as you see, coming at 18:28 of this third period. Would you believe that 3 of the 4 goals have come in games against the New York Islanders? Keane had a pair on the first visit to the Forum. Now we have a 1-goal game, and Ray Ferraro has dumped the puck in. Canadiens start out. Off the boards, but too far for Muller. Harry King turns at center, dumps it in deep. Tugnut moves it around to Schneider, then toward the near wing boards, but there's King with a long shot, handled by Tugnut, and he elects to freeze the puck, forcing a face-off in the Montreal zone.
What's important right now for the Islanders is to be in the offensive zone. What that does is it keeps Tugnut in the net. Don't let him get out. Don't let them get the extra skater on. Lauren Henning recognizing that. Talking to the players, talking to the coaches. Trying to develop some strategy. He doesn't want to think about overtime. He just wants to think about play in the offensive zone. It's 2 shifts.
Brunet and Brisebois had the assist on that goal by Mike Keane on the power play. Molotov falling at the blue line, but he got enough of Gomphus to take him off the puck. And Patrick Flatley fires it around to the far side of the ice. Chasing it is Ferraro. The goaltender has gone to the bench. Flatley moves it up the boards. It came right back to him. Patrick Flatley skies it out of there, and Racine has to chase it back. There will not be an icing. Keane hard around the boards. 35 seconds left in regulation. That's Keane, the 6th attacker out, but King stole the puck. Fired one, the Racine glove. Now plays on to the near side toward Gomphus. That's going the length of the ice. Janous to touch up, and an icing call against the Canadiens.
That's all the Islanders need with 21 seconds remaining, but what a close call. Molotov did the right thing, Jigs. He got a hold of the feet of the Montreal player to make sure that he wasn't all alone going to the net with the puck. Molotov, who is one of the best skaters in the league, fell down when he was moving backwards, looking to see what kind of a play he made. There's Molotov, number 92. He goes over, backs up, pulls the puck, and then tripped. But here, he takes the Montreal player down. That's an insurance marker. Keep him from having a breakaway.
Tugnut is back into the net. Molotov is on the Islanders bench. Vasky and Janous have come out as the defense combination, with Travis Green working between Benoit Hogue and Brad Delgarno. On the face-off, won by Muller, the puck goes to the end boards. And again, the goaltender, Tugnut, heads for the Montreal bench. They get the extra attacker out. Puck in deep under Muller, came loose. Janous had it, lost it. And as Vasky moves it up the left side, it bounces at the blue line and outside the line. And the Islanders have held on to beat the Canadiens 2-1.
What a job by Tommy Soderstrom for the Islanders again. And an emotional win for the Islanders. A big 2 points that rockets them now back up into second place. Jacques Demers has to go back to the drawing board. Is the boomer going to be right that Serge Savard, the general manager of the Montreal Canadiens, flew in for this hockey game? If they didn't win it, is he about to do something? The Islanders don't care. They've got the 2 points they need. They now have 19, just one behind the Rangers.
Well, he's already pulled the trigger on a big deal with the Philadelphia Flyers. It has turned out to be a bigger deal for Philadelphia than it has for Montreal. Mark Recchi held without a point here tonight. You know the story on the weekend when Leclerc and Desjardins went into Montreal and had, 4 of the 7 goals between them. And here tonight, the Islanders with a 2-1 win over the Canadiens. You saw the smile from Lauren Henning. All's well here at the Coliseum as we go back and join Bob Papa.
Jiggs, the big game in the NBA tonight has the Knicks in Orlando. The Knicks lost both of their previous trips to the arena this season. The Magic welcome back Shaquille O'Neal and Horace Grant back to the lineup. Shaq coming off his 1-game suspension, and Grant had been nursing his bad back. The hottest rivalry in the East added another chapter to the story that will not be finalized until the postseason. Shaq hungry for a little New York Knickerbocker action. Early on, Shaq takes the great pass from Penny Hardaway. Magic in the midst of a 7-0 run. But the Knicks will hang tough. John Starks with the pretty move. 2 of his 11 first-half points. Magic lead is 42-41. Starks will lose the ball, much to the delight of Shaquille O'Neal, who slams home 2 of his 25 points at the half. Magic by 4. Third quarter, Horace Grant inside. Hard foul by John Starks coming up right here. This would be ruled a flagrant foul on Starks, and Horace does not like it, takes some exception, a little pushing and shoving. That's what you would expect with these teams. Then it's Shaq again with the turnaround over Anthony Mason. 33 for Shaq after 3. Right now in the fourth quarter at the arena, the Magic, they lead it by 11, 93-82 over the Knicks. We'll keep you posted on that one when it becomes a final. Elsewhere in the NBA, Philadelphia with a 103-100 lead over Washington in the fourth quarter. Kevin Duckworth suspended by the Bullets for the second time this year for failing to keep in good condition. He's over 300 pounds. Third quarter, Miami, a 6-point lead at Milwaukee. Houston and Dallas, the Rockets looking for their 4th straight win. They lead it by 4 in the third quarter. Meanwhile, in the third, San Antonio, they've won 5 in a row, looking for 6. They have a 7-point lead over Cleveland, 52-45. Minnesota and Denver, the Nuggets with a 15-point lead in the second quarter. And at 10:30 tonight, the Suns and Clippers. Charles Barkley will be a game-time decision with a sore left knee. The Rangers were in action at the Garden tonight. We'll have the highlights and the complete NHL story in just a bit. But when we come back, more of the postgame from the Coliseum. The Islanders with a 2-1 win over the Montreal Canadiens.
Save me! Save me! Save me! I'm being held here at Franklin Square Forge, and you can save me and dozens of other Benjamin Franklins when you buy any new Ford, a new conversion van, or a quality pre-owned car at Franklin Square Forge. Don't let them keep me here another minute when you can put me in your pocket and have a new Ford in your driveway too. Franklin Square Ford, 690 Hempstead Turnpike, Franklin Square.
What happened to you?
The new garage door got stuck again.
Oh.
Did you call a contractor yet?
Yes, I called the contractor. He told me to call the manufacturer, who told me to call the contractor.
It's the same old runaround we got when the front door got stuck and the windows leaked.
Don't get the runaround. At Elegant Entries, we manufacture, install, and service every door, window, and garage door we sell.
For free shop at home service and a location nearest you, call Elegant Entries at 1-800-482-6900.
One of the things that separates the champion from everyone else is experience. When it comes to mufflers, nobody knows the ropes like Meineke.
At Meineke, you'll always get a high-quality muffler at a great price, plus friendly, dependable service.
They don't call us temps for nothing.
Take it from the champ. At Meineke, you're not going to pay a lot, but you'll get a lot.
I guarantee it.
Want all the latest breaking baseball news? Sports Channel's got it. From striking players to replacement players, from the front office to the diamond, it's on Sports Channel. Join Fran Healy from Florida for the Mets Spring Training Report, Friday at 10:30, only on Sports Channel. Saturday, the runnin', gunnin', slammin' and jammin' heats up when March Madness kicks off with the MAC tournament. Watch the top local teams battle it out for an NCAA playoff berth. All the action starts here Saturday, only on Sports Channel.
The Islanders get back to the 500 mark with a 2-1 win over the Montreal Canadiens. Back to the Nassau Coliseum we go after one period. Stan Fischler talked with Gord Dineen about the unique style of the Islander goalie, and he joins Stan now. Stan?
Bob, I remember the first time we talked to Tommy Soderstrom, it was at New Jersey, and it was a tie that the Islanders managed to squeeze out, and everybody said, well, can they take anything from here? And this man has been the real star of the team, carrying the club. And tonight, a lot of people said the Canadiens were to come in and bomb the Islanders because they hadn't been playing that well, and the Islanders losing a lot of guys, and you guys just played a very courageous game.
Yeah, it was a real team game. Everybody played good, and we played really good, solid defense. Canadiens didn't have too many shots.
Now, every goalie and every hockey player pretty much has a superstition. We noticed one that you have. I don't know whether you fans have noticed that Tommy Soderstrom skates out at the end and then he skates back over the line. What is that all about? Where did that come from?
Yeah, it started in Sweden. That's why they call me Psycho there, but it's a superstitious thing.
Who calls you Psycho?
Yeah, my friends in Sweden because of that and a couple of other things, but what can I do?
And a nice friend. We call you Ace. We don't call you Psycho.
That's nothing bad in Sweden, but...
Oh, okay. That's a lovable term.
Yeah.
Now, in tonight's game, the Islanders went ahead 2-0. Boom Boom Jeffrian told me that he thought the Islanders were making a mistake going into a shell. Were you worried in the last 10 minutes?
Not really, because like I said, we play really good defense, and when we get the puck, we put it deep in the other end, so it was pretty safe.
Gordy Dineen stepped in. Bob Beers, his first game, he looked pretty good with these new guys on defense. What do you think?
Yeah, everybody played great, and the players in there, they played great too, so that was good.
Okay, in the third period, the Islanders were forced into a couple of penalties, and a power play save here. Give me the goalie's eye view of this one.
Yeah, I stopped the first one, but I saw the guy was in front of the net, so I didn't know if he was going to deflect it or not. So,
Tommy, if I would ask you, what is the best part of your game? Is it reflexes? Is it gloves? Is it the foot movement? What do you think you do best?
I don't know, but I don't want to say that in TV, though. I'll keep that for myself.
Very, very smart. Very, very smart. Okay, the team is now 500. Do you think this club is capable of, we got Washington coming up on Thursday. What do you think?
Yeah, I hope so. We played really good the last couple of weeks, and hope we're still going to win the games.
How about at the end when it looked like the Canadiens might tie the game? Did you think that they would pull their goalie earlier than they did?
Yeah, I thought they were going to pull the goalie when they have a power play there, 3 minutes left, but they didn't do that. Okay, they score either way on the power play.
Are you feeling like a real Islander now? I mean, you've been here a bit, you've been playing a little bit. You feel like an Islander?
Yeah, I've been here for a couple of months now, so I like that.
Okay, and the fans like him. Beautiful game from Tommy Soderstrom. Jigs, Eddie?
It was, Stan. He carried a shutout into the last minute and a half of the game. Ray Ferraro's take the Islanders to the lead in the first period at 9:44 as the 11th of the season, Flatley and King assisting. In the second period, it's Pierre Turgeon with an assist now to Zygmunt Palffy. Turgeon gets what turns out to be the winning goal, his 8th of the season, scored at 13:09 of period 2. Late in the third, on a power play, it's Mike Keane with his 4th goal of the year. Brunet and Brisebois assisted at 18:28, ended almost 110 minutes of shutout hockey for Tommy Soderstrom. But 2-1 is the final score. The Islanders over the Canadiens. The shots on goal total presented by your Volvo dealers. The Canadiens are to outshoot the Islanders by 2 in each period. 9-7, 8-6, and by 1, in the third, 6-5 in the final tonight. Montreal with 23 shots. The Islanders had 18. Specialty teams, Montreal is 1 for 7 on the power play. The Islanders had only 2 power play chances in the entire game, but now after 19 games, 500 hockey, 8 wins, 8 losses, 3 ties, 48 goals for, 55 against.
When you think about the goals against, Jigs, which are things that everybody thinks about when you're a hockey player, particularly when you're a coach and goaltender, Pittsburgh, only a goal, Montreal, only a goal. That says a lot for the Islanders and their posture in their own end of the ice. I'm sure that they'd like to have played a little differently in the third period rather than spend so much time in their own end. But they, as Tommy Soderstrom said, that they had confidence. They thought that they could do it, and they did.
Knocked off the Canadiens here tonight by a score of 2-1, and it's time to name our Bud Player of the Game.
It was Ray Ferraro until they scored. That was the Bud Player of the Game, but it was going to be the Bud Player of the Game, Tommy Soderstrom. Soderstrom stopped them all the way along. Bud Player of the game. There we are. Tommy Soderstrom, a nice job he's done, and now is 3-1-2 in his last 6 games.
Bowed to the crowd as he was named as one of the 3 stars of tonight's Islander win. Final score at the Coliseum, 2-1. Islanders over the Canadiens. We'll be back with more right after this.